Hey, this is Troy Taylor with the Championship Football Coaches Clinic. I got Coach Lambo on here with us today. We're going to be doing our first live stream podcast on YouTube, on Twitter, Twitch, pretty much everywhere. And thank you to Totem Pole Nation for having us. B-Dog Rules. Good to see you in here with us. The Championship Football Coaches Clinic podcast was started last January, and it pretty much amounts to NFL, college, and high school coaches from all around the country coming on the podcast and talking about football. We are sponsored by Reps Virtual Reality, First Down Playbook, Rack Coach, The Top Hopper, Sideline Design, Sports Workbook, and Tip of the Spear. So, today we're going to be live streaming, and the first game of the day is what game, Coach?
Iowa versus Tennessee. Then you have Liberty versus Oregon, and then you have Wisconsin versus LSU, all 1 o'clock games.
There you go. And then what games are tonight?
We got Alabama versus Michigan at 5 o'clock. 8:45, we have Texas versus Washington.
All right, so B-Dog Rules has a question. He wants to know, who do you have in the LSU or Wisconsin game?
LSU.
Okay, LSU I know doesn't have their quarterback. But while we have time, I'm going to talk a little bit about our sponsors. Reps Virtual Reality is a company that is owned by former Green Beret, and pretty much they're cutting edge on the technology that they're providing to football coaches and football players. Using the Oculus, you pretty much can get reps year-round in football. And this is the same type of stuff they use in the special forces to train soldiers. First Down Playbook has been so good to us. Pretty much it's a subscription-based service where you can create a football playbook. Rack Coach is amazing. It's pretty much like having a weight coach in your weight room all the time, getting your kids lifting. Top Hopper is going to replace the Vertex as the official vertical machine of the NFL. Sideline Design, all of our graphics on the Championship Football Coaches Clinic is made by Sideline Design. Sports Workbook has provided workbooks to our guests, workbooks to our coaches on the clinic. And Tip of the Spear, owned by Scott Peters, the assistant offensive line coach of the Cleveland Browns. All right, so the first game hasn't started today. If there's any coaches in the chat, if you have any questions, put it on YouTube comments. We'll answer your questions. All right, so this first game, we got who's playing this first, Coach Lambo?
So you got all 3 games at the same time: Liberty and Oregon, Wisconsin, LSU, and then Iowa, Tennessee. They're all 1 o'clock games. They're all played at the same time.
There's no noon game.
No, 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Right now it's just watching ESPN kickoff and talking about, with Jim Harbaugh. See if he stays or leaves. I think he leaves for the NFL.
Yeah, Coach Harbaugh, we talked about yesterday how Coach Harbaugh, his dad, Jack Harbaugh, was a longtime coach. And my friend Mike Fanoga worked for Jack Harbaugh. And Coach Fanoga told me that Jim Harbaugh was like Jack. And then John Harbaugh reminded him of the mom. We got Brandon Toms has a question. Wisconsin LSU is on now. What channel is that on? Because that's what I figured. I guess I have it on ESPN. I thought it was a noon game starting.
It's 1 o'clock. I don't see no. Oh, it is on right now.
What channel? I got it.
ESPN 2.
ESPN2. Wisconsin and LSU is on. I mean, we've seen a lot of swing passes so far this bowl season, and in the NFL, even this week, it's an easy way to get the ball in space to your running back. B-Dog Rules, thank you. You watched the new videos that you made, Lambo. Lambo is a part of the recruiting trail here on Totem Pole Nation. Totem Pole Nation's president is Coach Bald, and Coach Lambo studies recruiting.
So the basketball side.
There you go.
Oh, he threw it deep. Oh, but he's out of bounds.
LSU and Wisconsin, I mean, his quarterback, I mean, it was a wide open, I guess it was a wheel route. Somebody popped the coverage. We'll see right here.
Oh, wide open.
It might have just been a vert. You know, Shane Reynolds, who was assistant coach for me at Byrd, when we coached together at Virginia Union, he coached at ODU. And one thing I stressed there at ODU and that Taylor Heineke at quarterback was give the guy a chance to touch it. Don't throw him out of bounds. B-Dog Rules, thank you.
Thank you.
You know, the intern are outraging people with some of their shorts, you know, claiming that a quarterback's wife is ugly or Sierra's the most hated wife, NFL wife. I don't know any other famous NFL wives, but look at Coach Brian Kelly. Coach Brian Kelly has been a winner everywhere he's been. You know, whether it's Division II, in Michigan at Grand Valley State, you know, or Cincinnati, Notre Dame.
Took him to the national championship.
Central Michigan went to the national championship twice at Notre Dame. 3rd and 10.
Overthrow the ball.
Yeah. So 4th and 10, they're going to have to punt. You know, we haven't done this yet as a part of the CFC Clinic Podcast, where we've done a live stream. Totem Pole Nation, we did, you know, some live streams yesterday, but we wanted to do more on the coaching side of the game. So if there's any coaches in the chat, you have any questions about the game, you know, right now we got the LSU and the Wisconsin game on. So this really isn't a watch party. It's just pretty much a live stream for the New Year's, January 1st, 2024. Now, Wisconsin.
How all of us can be better coaches.
Yeah, one of my former players, John Graves, works at Wisconsin. He was a strength coach there, but he actually left Wisconsin and went to Mississippi State, and then Coach Mike Leach died. And he just went back to Wisconsin. He's not in the athletic side. He's actually working in the school. B-Dog Rules wants to know, what is your guys' favorite college football teams? You know, my favorite team is any team that recruits our players. You know, so I cheer for the Virginia teams because I'm a Virginia guy, Virginia Tech. When they play each other, it just depends on how many of our players are on each side. So I'm a homer. You know, Coach Lambo, what teams do you like?
Virginia Tech and Notre Dame.
So no more Clemson.
No more Clemson, no.
B-Dog Rules is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. B-Dog Rules, what is your college team? I can't remember if you told us yesterday or not. I'm just sitting here.
You like Coach Gam. You like Coach Gam, Ohio State.
Yep. I'm looking at a text message. I'm in this text group with Coach Jim McNally, you know, the 30-year NFL offensive line coach, and Coach Ball, the O-line coach at University of Miami, and Coach Bill Best, who is O-line coach at Colorado State. And they're sending messages.
Defensive coordinator, former defensive coordinator Charles Kelly from Colorado is getting the job at the defensive coordinator job at Auburn.
Who?
Charles Kelly, DC from Colorado. He was a former DC under Jimbo Fisher. He's getting a job at Auburn.
I mean, it's just since we started this podcast, we've been so blessed and meeting so many great coaches from all around the country. You know, last night I had a good time. Coach Bald had a night on the town, and he sent me some pictures. And I hope everybody had a good New Year's Eve. I hope everybody has a good New Year's. We're back to the game now. Wisconsin on first down. A run up the middle. I couldn't tell if it was counter or in or.
It looked like counter. You got a first-year head coach in Luke Fickell, who came from Cincinnati, who took them to the college football playoff. They started off season 5-2, and then they went on the slump.
Yeah, 2nd and 8. Quarterback scrambling. What did you guys think of the Steelers and Seahawks game? Was that the late game?
That was a 4:00 game. The Steelers found they find ways to win. They won 30-23, and Mike Tomlin goes 17 straight seasons without losing record.
Our 3rd and 5 right now. Wisconsin threw an out route to number 2. Like number 1 ran a vertical. They completed it. They got first down.
It was a 3-by-1 on the left side.
Was it? Yeah. Ran flood. B-Dog rules. And if my internet's bad, let me know, B-Dog rules. Because it looks like I'm like going on 2 bars up here. I think we will beat the Ravens because they are bench starters. You know, I wouldn't be playing Lamar. Wisconsin just completed another ball down the sidelines.
I wouldn't, because if I'm the Ravens, knock the Steelers off the playoffs, so you don't have to play them again. Knock them out the playoffs. Or if you play your starters, don't play them the whole entire game.
First and 10, Wisconsin.
So 3-by-1 on the right side.
Mm-hmm.
Touchdown. Go let your guy get it. Go let your guy get it.
Yeah, he said that the stream is a little glitchy. It might be because I'm streaming this game. And I'm streaming because this is on ESPN. Great play on the ball by that kid. They brought 5. Where's this bowl being played, Lambo?
Florida.
Yeah, it looks like it's nice. That's just 7-0 Wisconsin with 8 minutes left in the first quarter. If there's any coaches in the chat, you have any questions you want to jump on, the stream or you want to ask questions, let me know. Hit me up. I'll check my Twitter. Brandon Toms, Coach Tom comes through. Raymond James in Tampa, home of the Bucks, also home of Coach Bald, and Totem Pole headquarters down in St. Petersburg. There's a lot of talent down there in St. Petersburg and Tampa.
Yes, there is.
All right, so Wisconsin, they just scored. Both teams have had the ball one time, right?
Yep.
So, Coach Toms, you got any questions you want to ask us? You got anything you want to add to the stream? You want to join the stream? Coach Toms came on yesterday. Coach Toms is a high school coach at Dinwiddie High School in Virginia. He played football at Gardner and Webb, and he's from South Carolina. Popeye's Chicken. Got a Popeye's Chicken commercial. Coach Lambo, do you like Popeye?
I don't eat at Popeyes.
Why is that?
It's just not my thing.
So you're particular in what fast food you eat.
Yep.
You do work at Raising Cane's. If the people at Raising Cane's saw at another fried chicken restaurant, would there be repercussions for you?
No.
I remember guys who used to work for Pepsi. They couldn't drink Coca-Cola. Or if they worked for Coca-Cola, they couldn't drink Pepsi at any time.
I think they both taste the same.
Yeah, there's sugar and water. So everybody watching on the streams, thank you for tuning in. We're sitting here watching the Rely Quest Bowl, LSU versus LSU doesn't have their quarterback, Jaden Daniels, who somebody asked us about yesterday. Who Jaden originally had gone to Arizona State and transferred to LSU. Won the Heisman Trophy. Expected to be a first-round pick, I believe.
We'll see. There's so much quarterback talent. We'll see.
Yeah. Looking at the attendance here, Coach Lambo, do you think that there's more people here at this game or more people at the Barstool Bowl yesterday? You broke up a little bit.
I think there's more people in this game than the Barstool Bowl.
More in that game? Clemson next year. B-Dog Rules wants to know about what do you think next year? You know, the guys made a short. The interns made a short for Totem Pole today about, or was it yesterday they made it?
Yes.
Will Clemson win the national championship next year? That's
No.
kind of a bold statement there.
No.
Brandon Tom says, must be nice to line up off and kick it out the back of the end zone. Well, y'all had a kicker like that at Dinwiddie at one time, that kid that got hurt. Sports Shots, how you doing? Good to see you. Shout out to Sports Shots. Everybody go subscribe to Shots channel on YouTube. Sports Shots. This is the Championship Football Coaches Clinic Podcast. Streaming this first game right here today. And we probably switch over to one of the other games depending on how this one goes. Right now it's 7-0. Wisconsin's winning with 7 in the first quarter. Coach Lambo, are you still planning on streaming the Alabama game tonight?
Most likely.
Okay, that's good. Is Matt Pat going to be able to stream it with you?
No.
Okay. It's 4th and 3. LSU's got a punt. They use the college-style spread punt that everybody in America uses. Coach Lambo, do you know why no teams run that college-style spread punt where they don't block anybody?
No, I do not.
It's because in the NFL, they're not allowed to use one formation, and they cannot release until the ball's kicked. I mean, basically, want to have good returns. Returns change the game, and it's more exciting for fans. B-Dog Rules says he will be here on the stream. Lambo. Coach Lambo will have one stream. This stream right here might take us into midnight. Can you go, Coach Lambo? I mean, Lambo, I've been studying live streamers, and these live streamers, they make good money, So, Sports Shots, where are you from? Shots, put it in the chat. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Do you make videos? How'd you get hooked up with Totem Pole? How did you get hooked up with the Championship Football Coaches Clinic podcast on the Totem Pole YouTube channel? Subscribe to Totem Pole. Totem Pole has been good to Football Coaches Clinic. Thank you for having us, Totem Pole. I tell you, man, B-Dog Rules, we're going to have to some merch. We're gonna have to send him some Totem Pole stickers. If I have to find a Totem Pole shirt, something. He is dedicated, man. I mean, he's commenting on all the videos, watching you. 3rd and 2 here, Lambo. Looks like an inside zone. He pulled it and threw a flat route, and they tackled the kid. We got 20 people in here. Shout yourself out in the comments, y'all. We're just sitting here. We're just sitting here watching the Wisconsin game. If any coaches come on, have them on as a guest. Pro punt coverage is horrible unless you have dogs at gunners. That's why everyone went to the spread lock with 3. A lot of teams going to a 2-man shield with the slot gunner as well. Yeah. B-Dog Rule says that he loves all of Totem Pole's content. That means a lot to Totem Pole Nation. All the guys that are part of this. Matt Pat, Coach Bald, Coach Green, Coach Lambo, and myself with the Championship Football Coaches Clinic Podcast. We love y'all. We appreciate all your support. Which game are you looking forward to the most today, Coach Lambo?
Liberty versus Oregon.
And shout out to Steve Saunier. Go and watch the Steve Saunier podcast. We did a 5-hour podcast with Bob Wiley, who was the legendary offensive line coach with the Cleveland Browns during Hard Knocks. We did 5 hours with him. Coach, it'd be like Coach Lambo's 5-hour podcast. 5-hour live stream.
Hut.
for all the coaches that are out there, do you believe in stretching? Coach Wiley does not believe in stretching. He said that the United
Stretching
States
is overrated.
He said, that's right. He said, stretching is overrated and won 2 world wars and beat the Nazis twice. Germany in World War I and World War II. Coach Lambeau thought there was 3 world wars. We coached him up on that. He went to high school in Texas, which I love the state of Texas. I love y'all's high school football. But Coach Wiley is not a big fan of stretching. Coach Toms, are you a big fan of stretching? Wiley said we won 2 world wars and nobody stretched as they stormed the beach at Normandy. Coach Lambeau, what country is Normandy located?
Normandy?
Normandy, yes.
It's in Europe, right?
You have got the continent correct. That is true. Are you just going to stick with the continent, or do you want to give us a country?
I don't.
You want another question?
What? I don't know what country.
It's France. Who won the Super Bowl in 2017? The 2017 NFL season.
See, you try to make me mad. The Philadelphia Eagles, 41-33, they beat the Patriots.
Wow. Now, I can't memorize the Super Bowls like you. Coach Lambeau doesn't know where Normandy's located, all right? Yeah, but Roger, you are correct. It's in France. Coach Lambeau, yesterday during the Barstool Bowl, I asked him what state was Toledo in. It was Toledo in Wyoming. And what was your answer, Coach Lambeau?
In Wyoming.
Yeah, the same state as Wyoming. Roger, thank you for tuning in. Roger, where do you coach? Where are you living? Where do you stay if you're not a coach? Thank you for tuning in. This is our first live stream we've done with the Championship Football Coaches Clinic Podcast. Hoping to get some coaches in here, talk some football, talk about the game that's going on. All right now, Coach Lambeau.
What'd you say?
Who's got the ball right now?
LSU.
LSU. They just motion out the D. Now they're back. They're 3-1.
They're going to bring 6, no 5. They bring 5.
Oh, 4. Uh-oh. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Roger. Happy New Year's, Coach Bald. Coach Bald is in St. Petersburg, Florida, and Roger is in Cincinnati, Ohio. Me and Coach Lambeau talked yesterday after we did, about 6 hours live stream, and we said, man, this is a great opportunity to meet people, to build our network. Roger coaches at Roger Bacon High School in Cincinnati. And I know there's some great high school football in Ohio. And I know St. X High School, Maslin, Tom McDaniels, Josh McDaniels, his dad. He was a great high school coach up there. What do we do? B-Dog rules. Once NFL and college is over with, we pretty much are football. All right. We pretty much just study football year round. I was coach at LC Bird High School up until about 2 weeks after our last game. We lost in the first round of the playoffs. We went 6-5, and I'm no longer the coach. I'm assistant coach at Dinwiddie High School right now, and we run this podcast. What do you guys do when college football ends? Dude, we're football junkies. 1st and 10. You got a 3-by-1 with the H is the number 3 to the field. Now they're compressing the four in the NFL. A lot of that. The receivers really in the NFL are never really too far away where they can't receive a pass. Everybody's, the ball's in the. It's not like high school. The hashes are different. And in high school, everything's broke down to a third. What in between the uprights and the hash. NFL is the upright. Ball's pretty much always in the middle of the field. In college, they always throw the ball to the boundary, man. 2nd and 10, it was an incompletion. Got some motion. It's a 3-by-1 with the tight end nub. It had an RPO. I tell you one thing, these RPOs with these flat route line of scrimmage, I mean, dude, like they're all over these things. Like just hand all off, man. Was it a good box or bad box? Like they're smoking these guys. I mean, they had 3 guys over there. They had 2 guys blocking the corner. So it's 3rd and 10 now. I always like to, I think players, not plays. It's a 3-by-1. Trips to the field, split into the boundaries, compressed. They're switching the play.
Flag on the play. Delay of game.
Man, what was the down and distance before that penalty? But Roger, what position do you coach? How did you get hooked up with the Championship Football Coaches Clinic podcast? Are you watching through the Twitter of the Championship Football Coaches Clinic? But B-Dog rules guy. I like the Grizzlies because of Ja Morant. Coach Lambeau, he likes the Celtics. 3-by-1 formations in the boundary. I got jumped. Free play, get rid of it.
Go deep.
Oh, my God. Balls on the ground.
Yeah, it's not going to matter.
It's not going to matter. I tell you, I made a statement. LSU has the best receivers of any college in the NFL. I mean, I don't know. Ohio State's receivers are pretty good too. Coach Horton. I mean, Ohio State's got a bunch of them in the NFL. LSU of them. But that guy was clearly owned. Yeah.
Imagine if you didn't jump outside, you would have got a fumble.
There you go. Coach Horton, his linebackers came across your stream on Twitter. That's awesome, man. I guess that's the algorithm sending you to the stream. We did 180 football coaching podcasts from January to July last year. And one of my favorite ones is with Bob Sanders, who was the linebacker coach at the University of Florida, with old ball coach, and then went to the Miami Dolphins with Dave Wannstedt, and he was excellent. So check that out that we did last year. Jared, take them shades off. This ain't it. Is that my friend Jared Lovern? That's Lambeau. Lambeau's brand is he always wears sunglasses. I guess he's like Chuck Amato. To ask you guys about the upcoming games, okay? Well, I do not bet on football, okay? Because it's pretty obvious that they can't even pick the games without the spread. The TV guys, they don't even have a clue on who's going to win. Gambling used to be illegal other than in Atlantic City and they were cheating when it was legal. So now, when it was illegal. So now that it's legal, they're cheating. That's why I don't bet on sports. Shout out defensive end James Thompson of Wisconsin. Bacon bread. So That's one of his former players. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. What year, Roger, is James? Because if he's been there for a while, he probably knows my guy John Graves, who was assistant strength coach under Paul Chris, and then he got let go by Chris and went to Mississippi State with Mike Leach for a year because he was with Mike Leach at Washington State. All right, so it's 3rd and 15. I mean, this is a situation right here. Do you chuck it up? Nah, you throw a flat route. They better tackle him. All right, now Liberty or now if we're just picking straight up, I mean, everybody's going to say Oregon. I don't know what the spread is. I don't pick it with the spread, but dude, some of these bowl games, it just means more to teams that have not been there before. They just play harder. He's a redshirt junior. Okay, so I'm pretty sure John Graves. John is working at Wisconsin as a former offensive lineman there. He played in the NFL. He brought John back.
They went for it on 4th and 6, a flag.
From the middle of the field?
Yes.
That's one thing we've seen.
They must have 12 men on the field if somebody was running off the field. Twelve players on the field, automatic first down.
Yeah,
it's huge penalty. He went on the field
trying to get off. Yeah, so John, because John was only there at Mississippi State 1 year with Mike Leach, and that was his last year. 4th and 1. Center. That's a long one, man.
Quarterback sneak.
Oh my gosh. I guess that was tight zone.
Oh Lord.
Blew that thing up. You know, Coach McNally always talks about, you know, he don't like wide zone anymore, even though he taught it to Alex Gibbs. He talks about keeping your shoulders square right there, man. That center, I think it was, he got blown back.
But
See,
why? But why are you running? Why are you running almost why are you almost running to the outside? Just run up the middle. I don't understand that. You running.
Well, man, dude, there was a guy that's about 6'4", 300 pounds up the middle. All right, so it didn't matter where he ran, and he's going to get blown up. I mean, the offensive lineman tackled him. I haven't seen a running back like him in a while. That guy, he reminds me of like a Gallstott for Wisconsin. Yeah, so Liberty and Oregon. I mean, dude, I'm going with even though Coach Mariball used to coach at Oregon. Oh, that's a touchdown. Good gosh.
Oh Lord, goodbye.
I mean, ran and 2 guys missed tackles for LSU. I mean, could this be a situation of one team wanting it more than the other? I mean, LSU, it's nice in Baton Rouge, but in Wisconsin, it's pretty cold. And when they're down in Tampa, man, they're having a good time. The whole D-line beat their guys across their face, yes. Yes. Yeah, they pierced through that line, man. You're exactly right, Coach. Liberty could be the first college. Well, dude, I'm cheering for Liberty because I'm Virginia, and Liberty is what?
No, see, here's why I want to tell you. Oregon doesn't really have that many opt-outs. Bo Nix is playing. Oregon's defense in the Pac-12, especially under Dan Lanning, who's in his 3rd year, he coached a Georgia defense that took it to a national championship. So Oregon's defense has really surprised a lot of people. The only problem they have is with Washington. Oregon's gonna beat the brakes off Liberty. It's not even gonna be close. Now I understand that Liberty can run the ball very well. I understand they're undefeated for a reason. When it comes, I think James Haney is their coach or whoever it is. But at the end of the day, Liberty is not gonna be able to keep up. Liberty defensively is not gonna be able to keep up with Oregon.
Well, we'll see if you're right. Will you be live streaming that one?
We
That
right
one's at
here.
1 o'clock?
We right here, yeah. We right here.
I mean, this is 14-0 Wisconsin over LSU team that, I mean, dude, LSU is where you want to coach. If you've been coach, man, per capita, Louisiana, they're up there per capita of NFL football players.
Yep.
And the admission standards ain't the same as Notre Dame. All right. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm just assuming. Liberty can be the first college football team to go undefeated and not win that. Now that right there, B-Dog, you are very young. All right. There have been a lot of teams that have gone undefeated and not won it.
UCF.
UCF recently when Scott Frost was the coach. But, dude, back in the day, B-Dog rules, they had these bowl games. And then at the end of all the bowls, the coaches would vote for who the best. And then another one where the media, the press, the newspaper people, the radio people, the TV people voted national championship. They called it a mythical national championship. But now we got a 4-team off. Good gosh. I mean, CQL, just for quarterback league, has, I think, a 16-team playoff. They can't even figure out a 4-team playoff, Mike Leach. UCF to LSU. Well, this was back when Frost was the coach before he went to Nebraska. I think I was at Virginia Union then. So it was like 20. Coach Lambeau knows. What year was it? 2017?
That you went to Union?
No, I'm talking about when UCF went undefeated and didn't win it.
It had to be like 2017, 2018.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, if Liberty, look, B-Dog, if Liberty goes undefeated, they will be getting a ring that says national champion. UCF got a ring that said national champion. You could buy a ring right now that says national champion. I mean, if you got the money, they'll sell it to you. He beats Oregon. They deserve to have a ring. Roger, thank you for tuning in to the Championship Football Coaches Clinic Podcast 2018. He's right. So that was my first year at LC Bird, I believe it was 2018. See, B-Dog, when we talk about our lives, we talk about in terms of football. So you name a year, I can tell you where I coached. I can probably tell you what our record was. Just like Coach Lambeau has every Super Bowl memorized.
LC Bird went 9-3 his first year.
Nice. You got high school football memorized.
It was easy.
Who wants to quiz Lambeau on a year of a Super Bowl or who won Super Bowl? You don't know the Super Bowl numbers. You know them by the year?
I know
by the season year?
But mostly by the year.
By the season that it was played.
Yeah.
Hey, Roger says he's rocking with us guys. Roger, wait until you watch some of our podcasts. It's usually just me. Coach Lambeau jumped on here but usually I have a guest who is a coach that's actually smart, not like me. I am the most penalized coach of all time. You can go to YouTube and Google Gene Steratore and most penalized coach of all time, Troy Taylor, and it'll come up. Gene Steratore named me the most penalized coach of all time. I have 3 ejections as a head coach. And I've only been a head coach since 2008, minus 3 years in college when I was an assistant. And now I'm assistant now. But look, Roger, you're rocking with us and we're rocking with you. And you're a part of Totem Pole Nation now, just like B rules. I mean, we love it. What do we say, Coach Lambeau? You don't love something until you'll do it for what?
Free.
Until you do it for free. Look at Luke Fickell. Luke Fickell was the interim head coach when Jim Tressel got wrongly fired at Ohio State. Jim Tressel took up for his players. They were getting tattoos free or for their little jewelry things or, these, which they'd be able to do all that now. But Jim Tressel's a great man. And I know Coach Horton knows this because Jim Tressel was the head coach at State University. And then it is a labor of love. That's a word we talk a lot about is love. The greatest coaches, we've had some of them. We've had Chan Gailey on. We've had Bob Wiley, Jim McNally, Alan Ball, Paul Boudreau.
Chan Gailey, Brent Pry.
Yeah. Fickell is a touchy subject in Southwest Ohio. I understand. I mean, here's a question for you, Roger, that one of our interns made a short about. Would Ohio State take Urban Meyer back?
Woo. I would say no. I would say no.
Texas A&M.
I would say no because of what he did in Jacksonville.
Yeah, but what did he do? Come on, man. Like, what did he really do?
Lost. Didn't study his film.
Come on, dude. That's the NFL. That you know what it stands for. Not for long.
Yeah,
right.
That's my point. 2-11.
Dude, he had a rookie quarterback, man. Come on. You think that he can't coach? You think he can't recruit?
I didn't say he couldn't coach.
Dude, if he wants to come back, he will.
At the
NFL
NFL
beat all rules. I'm a left tackle on offense. Nice. The greatest left tackle of all time is not Tony Baselli, Anthony Munoz. Tony Baselli's pretty good too, but Anthony Munoz coached by Jim McNally. Coach McNally, he might FaceTime me sometimes. Roger, I'm sure you're a Cincinnati fan. Coach McNally. You got to check out our podcast with Jim McNally. I've done about 6 of them. He is the GOAT. Yeah, we paid for his Greyhound ticket. And you know what? At Ohio State, they don't take Greyhound. They take those jets that fly above the weather. Yeah, they're on those jets that fly above the weather. They don't land at the airport. They land at the Clearport. So what's the score, Coach Lambeau? Are you watching the game too, Roger?
14-9.
14-0 still, Wisconsin.
Yes.
So the experts picked LSU.
Yes, the experts picked LSU.
Yeah. That's why you play the game. So it's 12:52 right now. We got 8 minutes until the Oregon and Liberty game. And Steve Saunier, the offensive line coach at West Florida, who's been on the podcast, a friend of mine, his son coaches at Liberty. The offensive line coach at Liberty is a friend of mine. So we'll be switching over to Liberty when they come on. That is the NFL. More of the responsibility to win is on the player, not the coach. Yeah. I know because you seem like you're an experienced guy. Unless it's Mike Tomlin, they're firing the coach. Mike Tomlin never had a losing record. So, Coach Lambeau, are you excited about today and the football that is on?
Yes. When football's on, everything's exciting.
How many podcasts have you done today? How many videos have you done?
This is the third one.
This is your third today. How many videos for Roger? Because I know B-Dog Rules knows this. How many videos have you made in a year? Because we only started this channel a year ago, Roger. we started the podcast, the Championship Football Coaches Clinic podcast, in January. How many videos have you made for Totem Pole Nation? Because he's Lambo is a co-owner of Totem Pole Nation.
About 1,000 plus.
He's made 1,000 videos, and if you don't believe him, you can look it up. YouTube.com/at Totem Pole Nation. You know, Wisconsin's got the ball again. They just had a big run on first down. I think Tennessee, B-Dog said, I think Tennessee will beat Iowa 7-3. Wow. I'm telling you, man, you're not making anybody happy with that score prediction. Because there's not many people like 3. I do. Wisconsin, 2nd and 2. They got trips for to the field, number 3 receiver.
I don't think Sarah Blake she could be happy with that.
Yeah, we can't pick against Tennessee, and that's because
you
already did. Okay, well then I wouldn't admit that, but
what? I just tell the truth.
Tennessee's got their quarterback. It doesn't even matter who Iowa's quarterback is. Iowa runs the same offense as me, running every play.
But Iowa has a better defense than Tennessee.
I mean the Missouri-Ohio State game was 14-3. Hold on. You're telling me that Ryan Day only scored 3 points?
Yes, he scored 3 points.
Okay. Too bad about myself. Coach Horton, since you're from Ohio, I've always wondered this. I want you to answer this truthfully. Does Ryan Day, does he color his beard? I've always wondered that because he's got the blackest beard I've ever seen.
Does he use Beijing?
Beijing.
I'm going deep.
Oh. You must be. I'm streaming, dude. You watching it on? I got Sling TV. I had to buy Sling.
I got YouTube TV.
Okay. Did you? Kelly and Fickle are the only coaches to take UC to a New York 6-day bowl. No, but I was at it. I played Virginia Tech in the Orange Bowl, and Cincinnati won. And John Graves was captain of Virginia Tech's team. I was at the game. It was at the Orange Bowl.
First down.
And Tyrod Taylor was the quarterback, and Travis Kelce was the tight end because I remember him. Mm-hmm. He was that dude. Yes. Roger says he is rocking the Beijing. Man. You better. You know, I'm going to say no, since you're from Cincinnati, Ohio. I don't know how you feel about him, but I've always been a big fan.
Oh, he got deep again. This might have been a post route. He went deep again. This LSU secondary is not the answer.
I've been a big fan of Kerry Combs, the former high school coach in Cincinnati that went to Cincinnati, then went to Ohio State on the first staff with Urban Meyer. Do you know Kerry Combs? If so, I want to get him on the podcast because that's my type of coach right there, man. Yeah, Fickle lost to Georgia. A lot of people in Georgia. So LSU secondary, you know, Wisconsin, I mean, I haven't watched him play this year, but Fickle, I mean, Paul Chris, I know time, but Fickle's, you know, usually pretty, diverse on offense. Man, look at that line. That's something good about coaching in Wisconsin is linemen. What'd they do? Call it back? Counter?
Yes, it was a penalty. They called it back.
Is there feedback? Can you hear feedback?
Feedback?
Coach Lambeau? Is there like a buzzing?
What feedback?
I don't know. Can you hear a buzzing sound? Coach
Uh,
Combs is
no.
a Southwest football legend. I have been in the room with him. No personal relationship. So that's worse. That's worse. It was good. Yeah, I like Kerry Combs. What I've heard of him. Who do you think will win the national championship? I'm telling you, B-Dog rules. If I knew that, I would be getting on somebody's phone, and I would be. Actually, I don't know if I could, but I'd borrow some money, and I would place a nice bet if I knew that. But dude, they don't even know who's going to win that. I think it's going to be the winner of the Alabama and Michigan game. Whoever wins that game is going to Coach Lambeau. Coach B-Dog can hear it. He doesn't sound. I think it's coming. It's coming from you for some reason.
I think my laptop is heating up or something. I took the charger off.
Yeah, I can still hear it. So you put the charger back on. Who are you picking to win the national championship? Alabama? Coach Lambeau, you got to be on your A game today because we may have some people from a certain podcast network tuning in.
I'm always on my A game.
The Barstool is not very high. All right. You're not a big fan of Barstool.
No, I'm not.
But you could go to Barstool and take over because you are the future of sports media broadcasting. Me, I'm just a high school coach from Richmond, Virginia. Wisconsin 14, LSU 0. Is that the end of the first quarter?
Yes.
What did I think of Florida State and Georgia game? I mean, dude, Georgia should have been in the Final Four. Georgia, the Final Four, they probably win it all. They've lost one game in 3 years? But they're the truth.
That game is not worth watching.
Yeah, it wasn't a game. Kirby Smart's been the best coach in college football. Kirby Smart was the best coach in college football across the field, put in at halftime and hit Deontay Smith on a wheel route against cover 2. He threw it in the turkey hole, or either maybe he just blew past the safety. I don't know. But Tua, yeah, you're too young to remember that, B-Dog rules. That was a late night. They pulled Jalen Hurts at halftime and put in Tua, who hadn't played all year, and he won the national championship. Kirby Smart was the best coach in college football then. I think Justin Fields was a backup on that team. I don't think he had even transferred yet. I could be wrong.
He was the backup and the starting quarterback at that year with Jake Fromm.
He was the backup to Fromm, yep. Who I can't. Fromm never won one.
Liberty and Oregon is on.
Okay. What channel is that on? ESPN?
Yes, I think so. Let me see. I think it's ESPN. Yeah, ESPN. But see, YouTube TV, I got a YouTube TV somewhere I can watch all 3 games at one time.
There you go.
So I'm watching Wisconsin.
There you go. Look at that helmet. The newer helmets look like the helmets that Willie Lanier wore in the 60s. I mean, they remind me of the helmets that you used to get out of the bum gum machines. There you go. That's that running game right there. That's called the triple. That's called. We're gonna get into a little X's and O's here. Did you hear Alabama play Georgia week 4 next year? No, I didn't know that. That's what I'm doing, Lambo.
Watching 3 games at one time. Yep.
Man, I tell you, B-Dog Rules is 11, and he's the left tackle. And what state are you in? You must love it, man. That's awesome, dude. 2 years old and you're obsessed with football. I love it. You're at the right place because we are some football junkies. Look at this. Here we go. All right. That's unbalanced. That was unbalanced to the field.
Through it.
Man, that kid tight spiral. Yeah. So we the Ohio guys are representing today. You know, I've had coach from St. X on the podcast before. Ohio coaches, Ohio 11-year-olds are tuned into the live stream today, man. So thank you. Look at that helmet. It looks like the little things used to buy in the gumball machine when it had the duck bill face mask that was white. Now they're gone empty. Trips to the field, they're really spread out. He had an RPO one. Some type of quick game and a quarterback draw. Third and 1. Well, if they run the quarterback again, they're going to have good numbers. Let's see what they do. Third and 1, they got two tight ends, 12 personnel. Yeah, run tight zone.
First down.
I mean, people think football is so revolutionary and new. I mean, Joe Gibbs was running that in 1983. Well, Alex Gibbs and the Broncos were running one back, two tights in 1990. What years did the Broncos win the Super Bowl with Terrell Davis and John Elway? You got tight wing
98.
To the field. Bootleg throwback.
Touchdown.
Wow.
The Broncos won the Super Bowl, I think, 90. It was 97 and 98.
Yes. That was 6 out of RPO. On the draw play with the quarterback draw, he had the option to run it or throw the quick game. I mean, they probably RPO everything if they're in the gun. Well, they covered the running back, but they didn't cover the tight end. That's that throwback off a bootleg. Man, look at Liberty. What's the spread on this one, Coach?
Spread on this game?
They missed the extra point.
Of course, everybody missed the extra point.
Yeah. I mean, that was a heck of a ball, man. Where did this quarterback transfer from? Oh, did he transfer from Coastal? Did he come with this coach? His name is Chadwick, isn't it?
I think so.
I mean, people wondered why he left Coastal to go to Liberty. Dude, Liberty might have some of the best facilities in Virginia. Are you sure that you're an 11-year-old kid, B-Dog Rules? I mean, this guy is up on the spread. You might be the next Adam Scheffler after you get done playing. You might be the Swami, Jimmy the Greek. He's got the spread, 22.5 for Oregon. Well, if your money's on Liberty, you're feeling pretty good right now. So are you using the laptop?
Yep.
Do you have what kind of mic are you using on that?
Just the mic on the laptop with the camera that you gave me, the little webcam.
Yeah, I need to give you a mic.
I was using that until my my iPad charger. I was using that until my iPad charged up.
Yeah. Appreciate everybody tuning in today to the stream. Put your name and where you're from in the comments. TD LSU. So he's got all 3 games. Y'all gonna have to keep me flip back and forth.
I ain't got to flip back and forth. I got a little direct TV joint where all 3 games are playing at one time.
All right, well let me know what's up with the LSU game.
So Wisconsin up 14-7. Tennessee, Iowa just started. Tennessee got a sack against Iowa, so it's 4th and 13, 13 minutes left. And Liberty, Oregon 6-0. LSU just ran the ball. They got 14-7 with 6 minutes left in the LSU-Wisconsin game. Tennessee, Iowa just kicked off, obviously. 13 minutes left. 13 minutes left in the game. And then Oregon's about to get the ball against Liberty, but Liberty did score first. They're up 6-0 with about 12:30 left in the first quarter. B-Dog Rules says he's 13 years old.
Oh, B-Dog said that he's 13.
13.
Maybe guys was 11. Well, you're impressive for a 13-year-old. What are you, 8th grader? Going into 9th grade? You know more than most high school coaches. Bo Nix. He's old enough to be your probably your grandpa. He's been playing college football for 8 years. I think he could come back and play another year. I don't know how these guys get all this eligibility.
No, he can't. Well, during COVID. Ever since COVID, you got all these guys with like all these weird eligibility.
B-Dog Rules says he really loves sports. Well, I'm going to tell you, B-Dog. All right. Hey, you can say this guy told you this on YouTube when you were 13 years old. Dude, if you love it now, you're going to love it when you get older. And I listen to all kinds of podcasts and teachers talk. And the Sod Guru, who met with Mike Tyson, said, what did you love before you started to worry about what other people thought about you when you're just a kid? You know, whatever you now, it ain't like you're going to stop liking it. So, now we don't have the buzzing sound. That's good. Chan Gailey told me when we did the podcast that the Lord takes care of children and fools, and he's not a child. And you know what? Neither am I. The Lord takes care of children and fools, and I'm not a child. I'm a fool. COVID gave them another year. You're right. There's a flat route behind the line of scrimmage RPO. They got yardage on that. I might be behind y'all on the stream because I'm using Sling TV. And we were going to do the Alabama game at 5, but my girlfriend gets off work at 4. So I decided I'd just jump on these games. You got 2nd and 5. You got a tight end bunch set, H off the ball to the field. You had a deep crossing route. I believe that might have been the number 1, the guy that did the, the yo-yo motion or whatever you want to call it. Now that's 100 better, dude. What are you using there?
My iPad. I had the little iPad with the little stand on it. The stand that I had a little iPad stand.
It looks excellent. That looked terrible, man. All right, but I think you need to put it in front of you because you can see your bed and everything. Yeah, that looks good. That looks a little bit better. That's okay, Lambo. That's fine. You look good, man. All right, 2nd and 8, Oregon still got the ball. Looks like they got 2 tights ends, so then 12 personnel. It's an unbalanced set.
Yep.
And
they stuffed that.
They throw a bubble to the field. Uh-oh, this is my guy right here. Woody Winborn. Woody Winborn. Is this Woody Jr.? Is this Dad Woody? He's a great football player at Hermitage High School for my friend Patrick Kane. It was a great player at Virginia Union we recruited. Yeah, Woody, we're just live streaming some bowl games. And if any coaches want to come on, they can, or talk football. That was like snag with the post into the boundary. I don't know what they had over here. It was like snag where the dude usually runs a corner. He ran a post. I tell you, man, this game ain't going exactly like everybody thought. But some of these bowl games, I mean, this Liberty team, this is their national championship. They will be getting rings if they win this game. So Woody. Oh, this is the dad. How you doing? I hope your mom's doing well. Tell her I asked about her. Liberty is official for a few years now. I'm happy to see them competing. Heck yeah, man. I mean, there is no lack of money when it comes to Liberty. Jerry Falwell, I mean, he's working. He's trying to get close to the Pope. All right. God rest his soul. His sons have taken over the family business. But Liberty is the biggest school in the world. I mean, I remember when Jerry Falwell was on TV Sunday mornings preaching. Man, maybe that's what I should have been, Lambo. I could have owned a university. Totem Pole University. Beautiful campus and sports program. If you can sue the Virginia High School League and get a private school to enter into the public school, then yeah, dude, I'm not messing with you. I'm a fan of Liberty. All right. They got Jesus on the side, and they got as much money as the Pope. And dude, they want to win. They want to win. I mean, if you would have told me 5 years ago that they would be undefeated playing Oregon, wow. I remember when Liberty was 0-10. That was about 20 years ago. They didn't win a game. But money talks. And you know what walks. And Liberty has put their money where their mouth is. God bless the Falwell family. All right, I'm going to pause right here 1 second. I take this phone call, Lambo.
Yep. Liberty had 712 rushing yards in their conference championship. Yeah, we did see that. Um, they do have a great atmosphere. I do agree with that as well. Very, very great atmosphere. The update on the games, Wisconsin did attempt a field goal. They missed it, so Wisconsin is still up 14-7. You still have Liberty. Oregon is at 6-3. And, of course, Iowa has the ball. The coach's son's offensive coordinators last year because he can't get 25 points per game. Right now, Iowa and Tennessee at 0-0 with 9-10 left in the first quarter. Like I said, I got all three games going on at one time, obviously. So it's going to be a lot of information, obviously. So I'm watching all three games.
Obviously.
Yes. Obviously.
It's obviously.
Obviously, I'm watching three games at one time, so I'm trying to lock in, get all the information possible.
Who is it that got you saying obviously? Matt Pat? Does Matt Pat say obviously?
No.
Because some of the comments, the haters on that one was saying obviously. Everything's obviously.
Well, I mean, if you ain't got common sense, then you ain't got common sense. I don't know what to really tell you.
Yep. There you go. B-Dog rules. Liberty had 712 yards in their conference championship game. I mean, who did they even play in their conference championship game? They're in Conference USA?
Yeah, so this is like SMU or somebody. I don't know.
Well, I tell you, SMU
is going to the ACC.
They did it the right way. When they had Eric Dickerson and they had Craig James, like they were ahead of their time. New Mexico State. Appreciate you recruiting my son too, Coach Taylor. He's doing well. Yeah, he was the best, man. He was the easy guy to recruit. Shane Reynolds was like, dude, we need to offer this kid. And we're like, okay, let's do it. Yeah, Shane Reynolds was very big into that. And Coach Bland loved your son. Coach Bland told me, Troy, you need to get this kid. And Coach Bland now is the head coach at Bird. You know, so I'm so happy for him, and I'm glad that they went with a Bird guy.
Unfortunately.
Now, the alumni had a lot to do with that. You know, they didn't want an outsider, the program over. Wait, do I coach for a high school? I was a high school head coach, but I got let go. This is a tough business, and we started out 5-1. I got kicked out of a game. 2 weeks of practice, got suspended, and we finished 6-5. We made the playoffs. We lost in the first round, and I'm going to teach you a life lesson, B-Dog rules. When your boss text messages and says they want to meet with you on a Friday after the workday, Coach Lambeau, you've been to Fired City a few times.
Yes,
is that a good thing when they say they want to meet with you Friday after work?
No.
Yeah. Coach Lambeau was fired more times than anybody in America in the span of about 6 months. He learned some great lessons. The first one was don't steal boxes on your day off. All right. Don't get fired on your day off for stealing boxes. Don't put unleaded gas in a diesel Amazon truck. All right. But B-Dog rules, look, man, it's all good. And B-Dog, I'm going to be honest with you. If I was still the head coach, I probably wouldn't be on here right now talking about college games because I really don't talk football to people. And I just wouldn't do it. So, hey, man, I met you. And I get to see my old friend, Coach Woody Winborn. So I'm blessed. You can just go and watch all my podcasts. I'm so blessed. Like, I am not smart, but I'm blessed. All right, so it's 6-3 Oregon. They just threw the ball. Man, that's an ugly helmet. Golly. Do you like those new helmets? Do you like the way they look?
Not really.
I mean, I guess I'm just old school. I'm old school.
I'm not a big fan of them.
Uh-oh. 14-14. LSU is tied up. So, B-Dog rules.
Tennessee just got a turnover. They got an end zone interception.
Well, I'm cheering for Liberty. Tennessee's playing who?
Iowa.
I'm cheering for Tennessee. I don't care for them either. It looks like a motorcycle helmet. Exactly, man. Like, so if you don't have a shield, and they could punch you right through the face, right, and break your nose, man. And I'm cheering for Liberty because of my friend, the offensive line coach at West Florida, Steve Saunier, who I didn't even know last year. I met him through the podcast. Hasn't this been such a blessing, Coach Lambeau?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I never would have met you, B-Dog Rules. So let me preach to you, man. Listen to this. The reason we do this podcast is 3 reasons. The first one is to change lives, man. We want you to be better because you are a part of this. 2, we want to help others. We want to help others. We want to make other people better. We want to help others. The third thing is we want to build champions. That is our mission statement. It's our vision. It's our goals. It's everything. It's why we do what we do, is to change lives, to help others, and to build champions. I'm not very smart. I can only remember 3 things, and it's 2. And that's what B-Dog Rule says. You guys. I mean, look, you've only known us for a few hours. I've got 180 podcasts I've done. And I tell you, I have some guys, you want to talk about love? Go check out the podcast we did with the Carter brothers. They're twins, African-American black guys from California who coach in Arizona, and they're co-head coaches. And they took over a program, and they went to the state championship. Coach Born, you're not going to believe this. They had 16 players ejected in the first half of the state championship. 16 players, because there was like a scuffle and kids ran off the sidelines. And, that's gray area, man. Like, that's subjective. They kicked 16 of their players out in the first half. They went in at halftime, took freshmen and sophomores, and ended up coming back from 28 points down to scoring a touchdown, and they went for 2. Desert's Edge High School. They went for 2, and there was a referee. The referee had his hand on his flag. As soon as they ran the quarterback counter, the guy threw a flag, called a penalty, and backed them up. They lost the state championship. They scored, and they thought they won. And that is what we're talking about. Those 2 guys, it's really my favorite podcast I've done so far this year. The Carter brothers from Desert Edge High School. And after the game, they didn't complain. They didn't say anything about the referees. They just said how they love their players. All right.
That's all
Crunchy Productions. My friend Jimmy Rogers, he loved Jim Morrison, and he loved Backdoor Man, and he loved Crunchy Peanut Butter. All right. So when I see Crunchy Productions, I think of my Jimmy, the hardest coach of all time. He was an Army Ranger. He ate glass. Yeah, we're not on the LSU game. Well, Coach Lambeau, he's on all the games. Me, I'm on Oregon and Liberty. Coach Toms is from South Carolina. He coaches at Dinwiddie High School, where I'm coaching right now. You know, that place is a machine. And they got a guy who is a dude. And they got a great head coach, Billy Mills. And I love being down. Coach Toms, I've been down there about 3 weeks. I ain't missed a workout yet, I don't think. Iowa threw a pick on 3rd and goal. B-Dog rules. Crunchy Productions. Where are you tuning in from? How did you get hooked up with Football Coaches Clinic Podcast?
Wisconsin scored. Wisconsin up 2014.
Wisconsin's up 2014. The underdog. I appreciate all y'all hanging with us today. We're the low man on the totem pole. That's why we're a part of Totem Pole Nation. Coach Lambeau is co-owner, part owner of Totem Pole, and we've been so blessed for the Coaches Clinic to come on to Totem Pole Nation. And they give us a platform. They give a lot of people a platform for their podcasts. And even the interns making the shorts. You know, people are complaining that somebody said Sierra was what did they say? Sierra, was she the most hated NFL wife? Asked the question. And it was Brittany Mahomes. Is Brittany Mahomes the most hated NFL wife? I mean, it's all views to having fun, y'all. Like we're just having fun, man. Here's your spread punt. Yep, field position. Coach Toms. Yeah, Coach Toms, I don't have SEC Network. If it's on, look to see if it's on Sling TV. I just bought Sling TV today, $40 to watch the ESPN games because I know we wanted to stream. Coach Wimborne, Bo Nix is like 30. Bo Nix is older than Lamar Jackson. I mean, it's crazy. I'm not kidding. Look it up. The guy's been in college for like 6 years. I mean, they say he could come back. I don't know how that's possible, but it's crazy. B-Dog Rules says he thinks those shorts are just funny. Were you offended, Coach Lambeau, by any of the shorts?
No.
So you're not easily offended because somebody says a quarterback's wife is ugly.
That's correct.
Well, I've been a fan of Sierra since Goodies. Yeah, I mean, my girlfriend's not a fan of Sierra because something that happened with Future. I mean, I don't even know. Was Sierra cheating on Future? I mean, I believe Future, he could have any woman he wants. I mean, his name is the Future. What do you think, Coach Lambeau? You know who gave him the nickname or the name Future?
She for the streets.
Hey, the Dungeon family. Goody Mob. That's CeeLo. Gnarls Barkley, whatever you want to call him. And Outcast. The Dungeon family gave him the name Future because they said you are the future. And that's a good It depends on which plan you have. Okay, so Coach Tom, we're the low man on the totem pole. All right, so which plan do you think we have there, Lambo?
Plan.
What plan do we have if we're the low man on the totem pole?
The cheat
Do we
plan.
have
First,
we have the high plan or the low plan?
the low plan. The low plan.
Some people call bugs cockroaches. Some people call them water bugs. I didn't even know what a cockroach was. I mean, we call them water bugs, Some people call them friends. I mean, it is what it is. We're just having fun, ain't we, Coach Lambo? Coach Lambo, when is the last time you wheezed the juice?
1 year ago.
If anybody knows what wheezing the juice is, put it in the comments. If you ever seen Encino Man, that's where you put your face under a Slurpee machine and you get brain freeze. Sorry, I probably won't be able to watch as much videos because school's starting up tomorrow. Hey, man, it's okay. Dude. Don't put Totem Pole and Totem Pole Nation in front of school. All right, you have a very bright future ahead of you. You're a very smart young man. B-Dog rules, I guess. I mean, I guess you're a 13-year-old left tackle. Don't put Totem Pole in front of your schoolwork. And I'm going to give you some advice. Everybody's worried about, well, Coach, I'm worried about this, and I'm worried about that, and I'm worried about where I'm going to go to high school, where I'm going to go to college, or, what this school has offered me a scholarship, and I don't know if I should take it. Do what's right. Do your best. Treat people how you want to be treated. That works no matter if you're in 1500, 1900, 1990, or 2024. Work hard. Make good grades. Be a good kid. There you go, B-Dog rules. That's the secret to life. The golden rule, treat people how you want to be treated. See, that's Coach Winborn. Someone could accuse me of something, saying maybe I don't like a certain group of people or something. Coach Winborn would instantly stand up and say, well, I know Coach Taylor, and that ain't him. People have accused me of cussing, and people have stood up and said, well, how did Coach Taylor get kicked out of that game? He doesn't cuss. Hey, some people aren't going to like you, B-Dog rules. It's all right, man. Just remember the low man on the totem pole. Look at that shirt. Show him that shirt. Are you asleep, Lambo? Stand up so they can see the whole shirt, and then show them the back. Look at this. Totem Pole Nation. Turn around. No, I got to see. You got to stand. No.
We are the low man.
Look, show them what the back says of the shirt. Turn around.
Hold on, I gotta move my stand.
No, you don't. Just flip around. There, you just flip your back towards the camera. We're like a reality show, man. Or you gotta hold it or something?
Yeah, because I gotta stand.
Stand there and just turn around. Turn around, squat down. Do a squat. Keep your back straight. So, a little bit up. Bring your head up. We can't read the shirt, but it says we are the low man on the totem pole. There you go. Liberty 6-3. 2:45 left in the first quarter. So, Coach Tom, what does your fiance think about totem pole? What does she think about the Championship Football Coaches Clinic podcast and you listening to us? She's going to be tired of our voice. Liberty, second in, 6? from the negative 41, all slant. That was a vert, and a slant. Rules, they should make a totem pole bowl. Yes, that's the reason. You want to tell him for college football, tell him, Lambeau, why did we choose to stream the Barstool Bowl? Why was that the first bowl game we streamed?
Because Barstool thinks they know everything, but they hadn't played a single down in football. And Totem Pole is just better in general. We can become better than Barstool.
Yeah, I mean.
And we don't like Dave Portnoy.
Well, we have nothing in common with him. We're the low man on the totem pole. We're like Johnny Cash. We're a friend to the downtrodden. All right. We eat peanut butter out of the jar. We eat oodles and noodles, sometimes without water. You know what I'm saying, Lambeau. And that's why we did it. Because of the Totem Pole Bowl. We tweeted out there. Wouldn't it be crazy if there was a Totem Pole Bowl one day? Probably called the Totem Pole Toilet Bowl. Yeah.
It will be one.
If we ever have it, B-Dog Rules, I hope you're there. You may I may never see the promised land. I may be long gone. But hopefully you'll be there. You're only 13. I mean, it took Barstool 20 years to get a bowl. So, in another 20 years, what will I be? 65?
65 and old.
I'll be young. 65 is young. My dad's over 80. Hashtag Totem Pole Bowl. Okay, B-Dog Rules. You are an official member of Totem Pole. You're going to need to recruit some people from Ohio. Get those guys in class to watching those Totem Pole videos and liking, commenting, subscribing. And what did we make you a short? The interns made you. They did the Mike Tomlin one, but I mean, he won. So whatever you want the interns to make a video about, we'll get them to do it. You just tell me, man. Yep. You'll have free tickets, man, because you're B-Dog. Because B-Dog, a friend in need is a friend indeed. All right? Now, you're not sitting here watching Mr. Beast. You're not sitting here watching. Who's the most famous streamer of all time, Lambeau?
Mr. Beast.
But he's a live streamer? Who's that guy that had Nicki Minaj on?
Nicki Minaj?
Who are some of the guys that are the most famous streamers?
Speed, Kai Cenat.
There you go. See, those guys right there, they got a lot of friends. They got a lot of people watching them. But dog rules, like Kobe said, you won't shooting with me in the gym. B-Dog Rules, you shooting with us in the gym. You're a part of Team Totem Pole when we're the low man on the totem pole. A friend in need is a friend indeed. If you got a friend that ain't got no money, but you got a lot of money, they're your friend. But if your friend's got a lot of money and you got none, are they still your friend? Yeah. Kai Cenat. There you go. There you go. I've never watched him. I've seen him on some different things talking and stuff and yelling. Who's that one guy that watches Kanye?
Watches Kanye?
Yeah, Kanye West. the white kid.
Aiden Ross?
Yeah, him. He's the live streamer?
Yes.
How do you feel, Lambo, about live streaming? I know you like making YouTube videos talking about sports, but do you like live streaming?
Live streaming helps us connect with people and also blow up the channel as much as possible.
And that's why you are the vice president of Totem Pole. I think Matt Pat would be the Secretary of State.
Sure.
Coach Bald is the president. I'm a custodian. Dude, you can make content now. You can make shorts. I mean, we're not geniuses. You got a laptop. I mean, your phone is all you really need. Your phone is better than any camera. Yeah, you could do it, man. We use an app called StreamYard. You can get a free version. We pay. The only reason we pay for it is because we have so many people making content. Everybody wants, you know what? A friend in need is a friend indeed. I haven't heard from some Lambo in a long time. But now that we're live streaming, people are hitting me up.
Well,
I'm on my Dick Gregory.
They're hitting you up because you got a high school job again. That's why.
I'm the low man on the totem pole.
But that's
Dog
what happened.
Rules. We'll be right back. Nah, we'll talk. We'll talk about it later. But some people are about that talk. Some people are about that action. That's why I like you, Lambo. You're about that action.
Yeah.
You ain't just about that talk. You could talk, but you're about that action. You put that work in. You got that grind. Some people told Coach Bald, don't let Lambo come back to Totem Pole. But Coach Bald said, no, we're going to do what's best for Totem Pole. And ever since you're back, you've made over 1,000 videos of content. Wow, look at this. Haven't seen this formation in a while. They're running the Emery and Henry, the ninja formation, Mike Leach calls it. Steve Spurrier called it Emery and Henry, named after the college in Virginia. It's crazy stuff. It's like a muddle huddle, really. Well, they better fit that run. Those backers are just going sideways. I mean, Oregon's got to run that stuff to beat Liberty. Oh, there you go.
It's worked for them all year.
Counter. There you go.
It's worked for them all year.
All right, Oregon's got the ball on the +4 going in. I think that's ran counter. Yep. Counter OT. Pull the backside guard and tackle. Look at those offensive linemen getting to the football. Man, that's great. From an offensive line perspective. Here we go. 22 personnel right here, man. We might see some power right here.
They keep running power again.
A kick. Coach McNally invented that. The front side guard kick and the fullback leads through. Basically, they're switching responsibilities, power. Instead of the fullback kicking out, the front side guard's kicking. And then the fullback's leading through. It's like one of the number one goal line plays. Oh, I tell you, one of the New England Patriots really were the ones. Dante Scarnecchia, who was a defensive coach before he became an O-line coach. It's tough to stop, man. That kid was probably running a corner route and just snapped it off. All right, B-Dog Rule is back and 7-0. Let's see if he snapped it off. Wow. I said it before that guy, and that's the guy that's on Madden, isn't it? Isn't that the guy that, and I didn't even have to have a replay. Man.
Yeah.
My dad always used to say, Troy, stop talking so much. You need to be on TV. You know more than those guys. And that's that B-Dog Rules. That's what's cool about it today, man. I wanted to be a TV commentator when I was a kid. I mean, nowadays, you ain't got to be on TV. Make your own.
Yep.
Look at Lambo. Lambo is the future. He's Stephen A. Smith. His totem pole. Barstool. Totem pole. Not the 4-letter network. He thinks Alabama will beat Michigan 31-28. I don't know, but I'll be watching. I will be watching. Got a guy with a CPAP commercial. Look at that big old dog. That's a St. Bernard in that commercial. How much time is left in the Oregon halftime?
Probably about 12 minutes. The second quarter. Tennessee up 7-0 against Iowa with 13 minutes left. And, of course, Wisconsin up 21-14 against LSU is still at halftime.
What did I think of TCU last year? I mean, the year before last year, they had Gary Patterson as their head coach, who is probably one of the best defensive coaches of all time in college football. The master of that 4-2 nickel defense. And they got rid of him or he retired. You know, they had a parting of the ways. They had a divorce. And then they brought in, what's his name? Is Dykes, Sonny Dykes. His dad was head coach at Texas Tech. And, you know, dude, TCU got smashed by Kansas State in the conference championship and then went to the Final Four. And Alabama didn't make it. Like, Alabama might have won the whole thing if they would have let them in. Like, so what did I think? Like, they got smashed in their conference championship and then smashed in the national championship. And then they got beat by Colorado, you know, and Coach Prime, who I'm a big fan of. What if we had Coach Prime on here on the Championship Football Coaches Clinic podcast?
We'll have him on here.
It was funny. One day I was listening to Suge Knight, the owner of Death Row Records, or I don't know, he's in prison. But Suge Knight said that he paid for Deion Sanders' rap album he did back in the 90s. And he said Deion had a really good guy, good dude as his agent. And he named him Gene Parker. I was like, Deion's agent, Gene Parker, was a really good dude. You know what? It's a small world, B-Dog Rules. Gene Parker's son had came to Virginia Union to play quarterback. Wow. And Gene Parker had died, you know, since my time at Virginia Union, but I coached Gene Parker's son. And now Gene Parker's son is an agent. He followed in his dad's footsteps. He had played Purdue. But that was crazy, man, that, you know, Gene Parker, Suge Knight was talking about. And I know the kid who, the guy was, his dad was DeAndre's agent. So, yeah, anything's possible, man. Anything. Okay. Do you think there should be a national softball league? I mean, you're talking about slow pitch softball, fast softball. I mean, because, dude, I've watched all kinds of softball. I've watched slow pitch girls. I've watched slow pitch men's, fast pitch men's. I watched slow pitch men's. I've watched it all. So are you talking about, I guess, fast pitch girls? I mean, I think they already have a professional league. And, dude, if they can make money, they'll do it. Oh, yeah. Like all these bowl games, if they ain't making money, they're going to stop having them bowl games. Yeah, if somebody thinks they can make money, fast pitch girls, I think they already have it. Dude, I mean, if they think they can make money, they'll do it. So sure, yes, one of the pitchers from JMU, she went out with one of my former players, Amos. She was the pitcher from JMU that got him to go to the championship. Yeah, I think they should have it, but they're only going to have it if people can make money off of it. Mm. So I got the Oregon game on. It's 10-6. Oregon's winning. Liberty's getting ready to punt it back to Oregon. It's 4th and 5 with 11:23 left in the second quarter. This Oregon's going to be able to get a good return. Ball's on the -25. Oregon's got the ball on their 25. So I'm going to switch it. I'm going to switch Tennessee, man. What channel? Somebody put it in the comments. All right, I'm going to answer your question here, B-Dog. What see on? ABC, all right? So I probably can go to my rabbit ears. Who is the most overrated player in the NBA? All right, I just recently started watching the NBA again, but there's one guy in particular that I think was overrated, and that's Dylan Brooks. You know, Dylan was good. Went to Oregon. He's from Canada, I believe. But man, I'm a Grizzlies fan, and he's just a jacker. I mean, he just jacked up threes. I'm not saying he's not good, but he's always starting stuff, poking the bear. So, dude, if you make it to the NBA, like you're a good player. Like that's probably the hardest professional sport to make it to. I mean, because there's so few people on a roster, and it's a global sport. They play basketball everywhere. But Dylan Brooks, like I'm not a big fan of him. I'm glad the Grizzlies let him go, and the Grizzlies got Marcus Smart. They got smashed by the Kings last night. So I don't watch as much sports as Lambo. I'm more of a football guy. And during the season, I don't watch hardly anything other than us or the team we're getting ready to play. I tell you, you asked earlier, what do we do in the off season? Well, we do these podcasts. You know, we have college coaches, NFL coaches, high school coaches come on and talk about football. So that's one of the things we do. Like during the season, we don't do podcasts. We don't do this during the season. Like this is something we do in the off season, as long as we're coaching, and you know we still are coaching. I am. All right, the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. Cheez-Its, underrated. Cheez-Its are underrated. I mean, a cheese-flavored cracker. Cheez-Its are underrated. You can live on Cheez-Its. Look at Tennessee. These are two classic uniforms. I'm going to tell you something about Iowa. Iowa, their visitors' locker room is painted pink because Hayden Fry, their former head coach, Power Eye. Let's go. Power Eye right. Look at this, man. Look at this. They run power, no pull. Boom. They're bringing it back. All right, so we're gonna live stream this first game, and then I think Coach Lambeau is gonna live stream the Alabama game. I may jump on for a little bit. My girlfriend's off today, so I'm gonna go over and see her. All right, Tennessee 7, Iowa 0, 10:48 left in the second quarter. If any coaches are in, the chat, holler at us. Let us know where you coach. A counter F. Just ran a counter F to the boundary. The fullback wrapped. Threw a punch. Two posts and like a wheel route by the running back. Is that Joe Milton? Or is that another kid? First and goal, Tennessee. How did my New Year's go? I mean, dude, I was doing live streams. And then my girlfriend got off work and I went over to her house and she cooked and I left and came and went to sleep. That's pretty much it, man. I've been reading all these comments. The interns have been getting a lot of hate about some of their videos. It's crazy how much people argue on social media, about stuff that it's crazy. Tennessee's got a true freshman quarterback. This kid's tall, man. There's so much hate on the internet. That's true. Well, we really don't get much hate. Some of those shorts got some hate, but that's why they get a lot of views. Usually we get a lot of love. Iowa and Tennessee. Tennessee's got 7. Iowa's got 0. It's 9 minutes and 41 seconds in the second quarter. 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1. Players, not plays. Maybe a quarterback run. All right, I formation, 3 tight ends, 23 personnel. and they run power no pull. That wasn't power no pull. That was kick. Frontside guard trap. Fullback led through. Might have a fumble here. I think I'm bad luck because ever since I started liking and watching Ohio State, they've never beat Michigan. Yeah, that's not your fault, man. That's not your fault. It's the way it goes, man. They went a long time without Michigan went a long time without beating them. Quarterback run, guy walks in. Tennessee, now I got 13, kick the extra point, make it 14. Nico Amalave. Wonder where he's from in Southern California. I wonder if he's from Poly. Let's look it up. Nico Amalave. Nico Alave, quarterback. He's from Long Beach, California, and he is from what high school? Is he from Long Beach Poly? Yes, he is. All right, trivia question for you. What NFL head coach was the head coach at Long Beach Poly, the Jackrabbits? What NFL head coach was the head coach at Long Beach Poly, where one of my players from Virginia Union, Josh Fasavalu, went to school? I knew I just assumed that he was from Long Beach Poly because he's Polynesian. But this Long Beach Polytechnical school, at one time they had the most athletes that were professional athletes in the entire country. They got some dudes, man. Anybody know? He got fired. The dude had a winning record and he got fired as the head coach. Yeah, you don't have to look it up. I'll tell you. It was Antonio Pierce, the coach of the Raiders. The head coach of the Raiders was the head coach at Long Beach Poly High School, and he got fired because he didn't win enough. Dude didn't win a state championship, so now he's the head coach of the Raiders. I mean, it worked out all right for him. Now, Galambo, his power must have went out. Yeah, you want to get on? Here we go, man. All right, Coach Toms. All right, Coach Toms, check your Twitter messages. I sent you the link. Yeah, we're gonna live stream them all, man. I was hoping that this live stream would have been more of like a coach's clinic live stream, but we'll probably do the next one 17-6 Oregon. We'll probably do the next one under Totem Pole because we haven't gotten too many coaches on here talking football. But we appreciate everybody that is watching and hanging out, man. Y'all the best. Totem Pole Nation, we love you. But Coach Tom's, you can check your Twitter messages. Tell you, I like to give a shout out to High School Football America for retweeting the live stream. It's probably why Coach was able to, Coach Roger Horton was able to get on. So shout out to High School Football America. Everybody go and follow them on Twitter. Jeff Fisher, not the guy that was the head coach in the NFL for the Rams and the Titans, but Jeff Fisher, who's a media guy, he runs that. He's been on the podcast. High School Football America. He does a lot for high school football around the country, and he retweeted the stream. So I know people probably watched it from that. Man, Iowa's offense, I love it. Boom, boom. Outside zone. First down. So if anybody has any questions about anything, put it in the chat. And I appreciate y'all staying on. I'm gonna stay on through the first game. Then I think Lambeau's gonna do one on Totem Pole. We're doing this through the coaches clinic. Iowa 1st and 10 from the negative 45-yard line. Running back. Quarterback missed the running back wide open. Man, I tell you, Iowa's got that guy a quarterback. Iowa's quarterback is big. It's a big dude, man. Like bigger than Big Ben. Cade McNamara used to be the quarterback of Michigan, I believe. Play action. I tell you, there ain't much difference between this Iowa quarterback and their offensive lineman. He's big. 28. Okay, so thank you, B-Dog Rules, for giving us some scores. Oregon 17-6. Wisconsin 28-16. You're like a co-host, man. You put this on your resume when you go to apply for a job. You were co-host. Totem Pole Nation live stream. 3rd and 9, Iowa. Number 2 on like a slant. Incompletion. 4th and 9. They're probably going to punt it. Fourth and 9. Iowa's punting. I'm probably going to change it off this game. B-Dog, which one should I go to, man? Tennessee and Iowa. I'm turning that off. Let's go Wisconsin. Which one you said was tied up? Wisconsin. Ain't none of them good games. Let's go Liberty and Oregon. All-State Sugar Bowl tonight. Man, big day for college football. New Year's Day. Used to even be bigger back in the day. Had more games. I mean, Oregon's running the ball. So right now we're watching Liberty and Oregon at 17-6, 6:29 left in the second quarter. Liberty just popped off probably about a 10-yard maybe. And if it's a face mask, they're going to get first down.
Well, I agree with Robert. I think they should have stuck with the face mask. He did get his thumb in there. It looked like he had the top bar and the lower bar. It wasn't much, but I do think he had the face mask. So on the slant,
Man, a lot of slants from number 2 receivers dropped. Number 1 on a vertical and number 2 on a slant. I've seen that a lot in these bowl games. Man, that's an ugly helmet. 4th and 5. Liberty's going to punt it back to Oregon with 6:19 left. A 65-yard punt. Yeah. I mean, that's where Nike's located. That's where Phil Knight went to school. I mean, that's where Nike came from. Nike came from the University of Oregon's track program. I don't know how much you know about this B-Dog rules. But there was a guy named Phil Bowerman. He was a track coach. Didn't even like to be called a coach. He was like a professor of athletic something or another. But he was a coach, track coach. And Phil Bowerman got Phil Knight to help him make shoes because the track shoes weren't too good. So they came up with Nike. Had a different name then. And then Tinker Hatfield was a pole vaulter who got hurt his ankle, and he became Nike. So, yeah, that's the reason Oregon's got everything. Man, Bo Nix threw a tight spiral there. They got a PI. Yeah, so Oregon is Nike, and Nike is Oregon. And that's their old school, like Dan Fouts uniforms. That's not the Chip Kelly Oregon, who really used to do it big. Yeah, so I'm watching Liberty and Oregon. It's 5:35 left. That's not a swing pass. Yeah, what game is this? I mean, I'm flipping them back and forth, J3. Right now we got Oregon and Liberty on. Oregon has got 17. Liberty's got 6. Swerve Show. Shout out to Swerve Show. Shout out to J3. Go follow them. What's up? Happy New Year. Left that 4th like. Okay, yeah, man. This is the Championship Football Coaches Clinic podcast on Totem Pole Nation. This is the first live stream we've done as the Coaches Clinic podcast. I was hoping to have more coaches on here, but I appreciate everybody being on here. We're just live streaming the game, talking about football, anything y'all want. Some of these games aren't very good today. Liberty's got 6, Oregon's got 17, 4:24 left in the second quarter. Liberty's just pounding the ball on Oregon's pounding the ball on Liberty. The ball's on the 3-yard line. I think that was some type of gap scheme run. Bo Nix looks good. Big size difference between Oregon's offense and Liberty's defense. I mean, it's obvious, man. So it's 3 minutes and 56 seconds left in the Oregon-Liberty game. I'm from Richmond, Virginia. I'm a high school coach. We have the Championship Football Coaches Clinic podcast on Totem Pole Nation. What do you think the best game of the year has been so far for college? Probably Georgia and Alabama. Has that pretty much determined the national championship, possibly? I mean, that was the SEC championship. That was great. My boss, Greg, says the way Oregon's running power should have you happy. Yeah, man. I've seen a lot of power. I mean, dude, I think Oregon is going to cover. Oh, that they just call that jet sweep as a pass for Bo Nix. Yeah, so Oregon 24, Liberty 6 with 3:50 left in the second quarter. We've been streaming for 2 hours and 17 minutes. All right, I'm going to switch it up to one of the other games, y'all. Let's see. Wisconsin, LSU. I'm going to put it on Wisconsin, LSU. Jaden Daniels is talking. Is this on? 28-21. It's got to be the best game. Wisconsin and LSU. Wisconsin's got 28. LSU's got 21. Look like they just threw a hitch on 2nd and 8. Brian Kelly is chewing out the referees. First and 10. Wisconsin. Play action. Incompletion. Be 2nd and 10. Appreciate everybody being on the stream. Shout out to J3, Swerve Show, B-Dog Rules. Go follow them on YouTube. Oh, he ain't outrunning. Wisconsin's quarterback ain't running LSU's defense. So it's 21. Wisconsin got the ball on negative 30, 5-yard line. It's 3rd and 10. Sack. False start on the offense. Fourth down. Wisconsin got running back to LSU. All right, Wisconsin's punting. LSU's going to have a chance for a return. He brought down. LSU's got the ball on the negative 30-yard line. 3-by-1. 3 receivers to the field. H motions across. Instead of RPO, the H just ran the flat. I mean, Ohio State's got some receivers in the NFL. They've had some great receivers. Third and 1. They got it. We're in the inside zone to the right. Took a shot on first down. PI. It's a 15-yard penalty on Wisconsin. What's up, Dom? Dom Basketball for Life. There you go. Dom, where you from? Where you at, man? How'd you get hooked up with Totem Pole and the Championship Football Coaches Clinic? Better get rid of this. Man, that was like a double reverse. I mean, LSU it was like a double reverse flea flicker, and the quarterback threw the ball 10 yards out of bounds. Oh, in Miami. I'm going to Miami. Bienvenido a Miami. What part of Miami? What high school? What district are you in? I mean, I got guys that coached at Dillard and Boyd Anderson and Aquinas. There's some Booker T. Had players from North Miami at Virginia Union. I love South Florida. Miami, my second home. I'm from Richmond, Virginia. And I love South Florida football, man. High school. Which high school? I mean, Northwestern. I mean, Amari Cooper's from Northwestern. And Booker T was really good. I'm trying to think of that kid's name we had. He was good. Oh, right on. So you went to Northwestern or Booker T? Booker T came up here and played Oscar Smith in Virginia. I'm in Richmond, Virginia. And Booker T came up here and played Oscar Smith and walked the dogs on them. We had Highland Springs come from Virginia down there to play Miramar, which I don't believe is in Miami. Is it in Palm Beach? And Highland Springs beat Miramar. But I love Miami. I was a line coach at Miami, Alex Maribal. He's great. A friend of mine. So I got a lot of respect for the Miami and Fort Lauderdale football. But how'd you get hooked up with Totem Pole? Oh, Northwestern. The Bulls. The year of the Bull. Ice Harris. I mean, what a Teddy Bridgewater. I mean, program and Northwestern had, and I'm pretty sure still has. I'm pretty sure y'all are still awesome. But I used to watch Year of the Bull when I was a young coach. Those guys coached the way that I coach and was coached. And I mean, heck, there's so many guys. I mean, I think the cat last night, number 0. What are the Miami Dolphins? I mean, that's just like I mean, if the Miami Dolphins, if they only had players from Miami, they'd probably win the Super Bowl every year. I mean, good gosh. Number 0 from Toledo. Last year, I think he was from Northwestern. He was a beast. As soon as I saw him hit that kick return, I was like, or he had a run. I said to myself, that kid's from South Florida. What's my favorite sport? I mean, I'm a football coach, dude. I was a head high school coach for a long time in Richmond, Virginia. I was a college coach at Virginia Union. I'm a football guy, man. That's why I'm live streaming this. And I have the Championship Football Coaches Clinic Podcast, which is on Totem Pole Nation, where we talk high school coaches and NFL coaches about football. The coach from Cardinal Gibbons on. We've had I don't know if you know Coach George Smith, the legend from Aquinas. He was on. Need to get more Miami coaches. I need to get the head coach of Northwestern. I need to get Ice on. I tried to get Uncle Luke. I think he's the head coach at Christopher Columbus. We had on the coaches from, I can't remember the name of it. It's a private school near Tampa St. Pete. They get all these around the country. We had him on. Yeah, but I love South Florida. I mean, I'm watching LSU and Wisconsin, and I bet you both teams have somebody from South Florida. And there's so much talent. It's just different. Football is different. You can't compare anything to that. Okay, let me ask you this, Dom, because I know there's a little rivalry down there in South Florida. You know, AB, Antonio, I think he's from Miami Central. Him and Michael Irvin got into it on Twitter. And he said that he's not from Miami. Michael Irvin's not from Miami because Michael Irvin's from Fort Lauderdale. He went to Aquinas. I don't know what school he went to before he went to Aquinas and played for George Smith. Is football better in Dade County or Broward County? Is football better in Dade County or Broward County? There's no right answer. I mean, but in your opinion, I mean, I guess we could look it up and see, how many guys signed Division I or how many state championships were won. You say Broward, and you're from Miami. Yikes! I know one thing: a team from Dade County beat IMG. What was that last year? Was that Miami Central? But Broward, Broward got more. Oh, Broward's got Aquinas. I keep saying I'm going to Miami, man. See, I got another friend that coaches down there. Let me see. His name is Coach Cap. He's the head coach at Dr. Krop. Krop. He's a doctor. I think it's Krop High School. He's a friend of mine. He's been on my podcast. Usually, man, I get high school, college, and NFL coaches to come on and talk to football. Today, we're just doing a live stream. We were going to do Alabama. We're still going to do the Alabama game. I'm probably not going to be on, but I wanted to see how many coaches I could get to come on. Haven't had too many coaches, but I had a lot of young guys who love football. And, I'm all good talking football with guys, but, So, who you got, Dom? You got Michigan or Alabama tonight? It looks like LSU 27, Wisconsin 28, with 4:44 left in the third quarter. You were a player. There was a kid that I had that was he was still from Miami Central. I don't know if I ever had. I did have somebody from Northwestern. Western. He was a Tyrone Glanton. I think he might coach college. Ty Glanton. He was from Miami Northwestern. He was a D lineman that we made into a backer at Virginia Union University. That's a Division II school in Richmond, Virginia. Oh, so are you at a college in Alabama or are you at a high school in Alabama? I thought you went to Northwestern. I must have misunderstood. Tyrone. There's Tyrone was from Northwestern. You're a high school in Alabama. Are you in Pensacola? Are you right near? Are you in Alabama, like right there at the Panhandle? This was Tyrone. He's one of my players from Virginia Union. He was from Northwestern. I didn't think I had anybody from Northwestern. He's tough as crap. Yes. So what high school are you at down there? I know there's some good high school football. A guy I had on the podcast that was the head coach at Pensacola High School. He had just resigned. He was the head coach. And then I had a player on my team this year. He was from Pensacola, and he was I think he was from Washington. It's the same school as Derek Brooks. That's the Hall of Famer, the middle linebacker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, played at Florida State. Had Rush Propes, who's the head coach at Hoover. He's the head coach at Pell City. I had some other high school coaches from Alabama on the podcast. I'll have to names and what schools they're at. I had 180 people. I did 180 podcasts from January to July last year. I had on Steve Lundberg and JD Atkins. And I believe one of them's at a really, really good school in Alabama. Yeah, he is at Vestavia Hills, Steveburg in Alabama. I had him on the podcast, and then let's see, JD Atkins. All right, JD coaches at Hartselle. 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 All right, so it's 4 minutes and 44 seconds left in the Wisconsin LSU game. LSU's kicking off. It's tied up 28-28. This is the best game in a smash in Liberty. Tennessee. Anybody give me an update on Tennessee in the chat? What's the score of the Tennessee game? Tennessee was up 14-0. Wisconsin just got a good return, man. They got the ball out to the negative 42-yard line, and they're calling up. So they return the ball to the negative 42-yard line, Wisconsin, and there's a penalty. Must be some guys shoving. Yeah, what's the score, Greg, of Tennessee? Okay, so that's going to add 15 yards on. So now it's going to go 8-7. It's going to go to the 43, the plus 43. Big penalty. So Wisconsin, LSU just kicked to Wisconsin. Wisconsin returned it to about the 42-yard line, and now they're going to have it on like the plus 43 on the other side of the field. Yeah, Dom, thanks for coming and hanging out for a little bit. How did you find out about the stream? Do you watch the Totem videos? Did it just pop up? Always wondering. You have a lot of shorts. And B-Dog Rules. B-Dog Rules is back. He's from Ohio. He's 13. The 80 at LC Bird. My ball Jenkins in here. And here comes my guy, Crawford from South Carolina. And, man, those interns, they really upset some people with that Clemson championship with your running back short that they made. That kid, I can see why he plays. Yeah, man, we got 12 people in here. I appreciate everybody coming on. Wisconsin just drove the ball down the yard line, y'all, going in. They ran inside zone, and they left both ends unblocked. And the quarterback pulled it, and he ran right into a guy. great throws. I can remember how much they paid him. Who is that? Wisconsin's quarterback? And where did he come from? Because they're quarterbacks. Well, I got 1-on-1. Another inside zone. Now it's 3rd and goal from the 3-yard line. 3rd and goal from the 3 for Wisconsin. Oh, the Tennessee back, he's a bad chicken, man. He's from Cal Poly. I mean, Long Beach, the Jackrabbits. I coached Josh Fasavalu from Long Beach Poly. Yeah, Wisconsin is a 6-year from SMU. Greg, I know you'll know this. Who does Bo Nix have any more eligibility left? Could he come back to Oregon if he wanted to? I know you probably know that. So, Dom, you're saying Bo Nix doesn't have any more eligibility left. That guy's been playing forever. All right, you got to go to your football game. Man, I love Florida and Alabama. They play football year-round. Good luck in your football game, man. Hit somebody, man. Thank you, Dom. What do I think of the Eagles this year? I mean, they got a team who just played for the Super Bowl. So that means that they play the hardest schedule of anyone in the NFL. So it's not easy. And Jalen Hurts had a great year last year, and he looked unstoppable, man, earlier in the year. But I don't know if he's had some – where's Lambeau? Lambeau disappeared. I wanted to do this podcast, Crawford, as a part of the Championship Football Coaches Clinic, thinking I might get some coaches on. But, I mean, it's New Year's Day. But we're just going to do the rest of them through Totem Pole rather than through the Coaches Clinic. Will you, before I got to go, what do you think about the Dallas Cowboys? I mean, dude, the Dallas Cowboys might have the most talented team in the NFL. They did 2 years ago, definitely, when they had Zeke. They don't have Diggs. They did not play well against the Dolphins, but the Cowboys played well this week. It was a tight ball game. I mean, I think they have a playoff. Jerry Jones just likes to fire coaches, man. I mean, the other shocking one, Hendricks is in the 6th year and has had 4 season-ending injuries. Yeah, that's nuts. Yeah, that's crazy, man. So the Cowboys, dude, I grew up a Redskin fan. I think it's the greatest franchise in sport. I mean, it's just special. You saw Jimmy Johnson. I think they got the best receiver in football. I'm going to create a player on Madden. You're going to make them look just like CeeDee Lamb. One for me, yeah. Penix had 4 season-ending injuries. B-Dog says, if I ever become a coach, I would go on here. Yeah, man. I appreciate that, dude. You definitely come on here. Okay, what do I think about the Ravens? I mean, I think the Ravens, I've been saying this for about a month, that Lamar Jackson is my favorite quarterback in the NFL. Why? Because he does things that you can't coach. And defensive coordinators don't like to play against quarterbacks like him because you can't account for him. And they defense, and now from the pocket, and he's reminding me of Randall Cunningham. And dude, I think the Ravens got a shot to win it all if they stay healthy. What do you think about the Chiefs? The Chiefs are the Chiefs. They just won the Super Bowl. So just like the Eagles, they play the hardest schedule in the NFL. They made the decision, and I think Greg is on here. Should have been doing this a long time ago. I said, Greg, when they traded Tyreek Hill, I said, dude, you need to go bet on the Chiefs, because they dealt Tyreek Hill because they were going to load up with picks and load up with players. They thought they had a pretty good team. That's why they got rid of Tyreek before, they couldn't sign him. They got rid of him so they could get something, because he wasn't going to come back. I guess he had one more year on his deal. I don't know. So, dude, the Chiefs, they got Patty Mahomes, and they got Andy Reid. They have Spad coordinator. Their defense is nasty. The most nasty defensive line coach probably of all time, Joe Cullen. They don't run the ball particularly well, and their receivers aren't particularly catching the ball well. And is the Taylor Swift fiasco a distraction? They won yesterday, and the Bengals are a playoff team even without Joe. So, dude, the NFL means not for long, and it's not built to have dynasties. And if they win the Super Bowl, that'll be 3 and 4 years. So, and those NFL games, people can't even pick them without the spread. All right, so what do you think about the Swiftie taking over the NFL? Dude, I think that people are like, well, Coach, do you think that the NFL is rigged? They were a long time ago in sports. They were cheating when gambling was illegal. Well, guess what? Gambling's legal now. You don't have to be in Las Vegas. You don't have to be in Atlantic City. Think that some of the stuff is rigged? Like the fix is in? Yeah. That's why I don't games. And business. And because Taylor Swift came to the NFL, they've made a lot of money. Swifties that bought jerseys. This woman is worth $1 billion, and she has a flock of people with her. And all those people came. All people from the NFL are going to her movie and supporting her. So it's a hustle, man. It's a business. The NFL is a business. They pay the commissioner $60 million a year. One guy gets paid $60 million a year to protect the interests of the owners. For your opinion, what do you think? Tyreek Hill was a better on Dolphins or the Chiefs? Dude, I think Tyreek Hill is good whether he's playing at West Georgia or he's playing at Oklahoma State. He's a freak. He could have gone to Alabama and played tailback, but Nick Saban told him he wanted to play tailback. Nick Saban all his receivers probably got to be 6 foot, and he didn't want to play tailback. Dude, Tyreek Hill is a beast. He's a monster. I think if he was on the Chiefs, he probably would not be the focal point of the offense. But, dude, he is that guy. I think he is fast, Olympic fast. And he's tough as crap, and he is yoked up. He's not small. What do you think about Aaron Rodgers testing his Achilles? No. Dude, Achilles you don't mess with. Does Aaron Rodgers want to play next year? They have no chance of making the playoffs, right? The Jets are bad. They have a good defense, but they can't make the playoffs, can they? So, why would he play? They actually probably want to lose so they can get a better pick. And what if he comes back and he hurts it again? Then he's out next season. The dude doesn't have that many seasons left. What picks tonight for the 2 semifinals? Dude, I can only pick games that I've seen teams play. So Alabama, I watch them play all the time. They did not play well against Auburn. They got lucky to beat Auburn. It was a 4th and 30 they converted or something crazy. And then they played good enough to beat Georgia. So they got in it. And now they're playing Michigan, which Michigan has rolled the entire season. And from what I hear from coaches, Michigan are some bad chickens everywhere. Offense, defense, and special teams. So Nick Saban said they didn't play well against Auburn. Usually that can come back to haunt them. They beat Georgia. Georgia probably played their worst game in 3 years. It was like, what, on the last possession or the second last possession? And so now, common sense tells me Michigan. All right, Texas and Washington. Texas beat Alabama. So I'm going to say Texas over I don't bet. I don't gamble. But I'm going to say Texas over Washington. Washington really didn't, blow out anybody in their conference championship game. So I'm going to say it's going to be Michigan and Texas. I don't know. It could be wrong. I've been wrong before. What do you think about the Bengals? I mean, they got Joe Burrow. And I'm friends with Jim McNally, who was the offensive line coach for the Bengals for 20 years and coached them to 2 Super Bowls that they didn't win. I mean, he coached Ickey Woods. He invented the outside zone that Alex Gibbs coached the Denver Broncos to 2 Super Bowls. And Jim McNally says that Joe Burrow is the best quarterback in the NFL. He is the Tom Brady. He's the Joe Montana. I mean, so the dude's so smart. Why smart? His dad was a college defensive coordinator. His dad coached in Nebraska. His dad coached at Ohio. He did not start at Ohio State. He had to transfer. When he went to LSU to meet with their coaches, Ed Orgeron said he's he's smarter than all the coaches. Ed Orgeron said that. He said, this kid is smarter than the coaches. He's more coaches. Why? Because his dad was a coach. Brett Favre, like, if you play quarterback and you have an advantage, you grow up around the game, kids. So Joe Burrow's just smart, but he's hurt. And the guy they got, I don't know who their GM is, but he's smart. The Browning kid was like the best quarterback coming out of high school. He was a great player at Washington. I mean, these journeyman quarterbacks, dude, they don't forget how to play. Like, just because there's only 32 starting quarterbacks in the NFL, half of those teams don't even like their quarterback. I'd say maybe 20 of those teams. Out of the 32, there's only 12 of them that say we got a good quarterback, we're good. So they got Browning, and that's good enough. Flacco, that's good enough. All right, so the Bengals, they don't have Joe Burrow. Will they make the playoffs? I don't think so. Is this ever happened in the NFL? Tyree got traded to the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas win back-to-back Super Bowls. If this ever happens, dude, they had Amari Cooper. Imagine Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb on opposite sides of each other. That's why I said they had the best talent 2 seasons ago. They had Zeke Elliott. They had CeeDee Lamb. They had Amari. They had the Diggs kid. They have a guy called Michael Parsons that looks like Lawrence Taylor on steroids. Oh, yeah. And those other guys, DeMarcus Ware or whoever else they have on that defensive line, they're freaks. And they're coming to get you with 4 people. And they can go. So the Cowboys are good, dude. And Tyreek Hill is going to be good wherever he plays. He's a Hall of Fame receiver. Wes Welker, who is his coach, Wes Welker, that played for the Patriots, said that Tyreek Hill is the greatest receiver of all time. I saw him play this year. What do you think about the Cowboys and their O-line? Dude, the Smith guy, he struggled some last night. I think he's old. They used to have the greatest offensive line in NFL was Zach Martin. I don't watch NFL like this. I'm just talking off of what I know. I think their offensive line might be old. I could be wrong, though. The Smith guy struggled in protection. Is their offensive line good enough to win? Maybe not. I don't think the Cowboys have the team to win the Super Bowl this year. I thought they did like 2 years ago when the Rams won it, right? Killed the Dallas Cowboys. Dude, that coach at the Dolphins ain't letting Tyreek Hill go nowhere. Why would you want to leave Miami? Welcome to Miami, man. It's paradise. There's no state tax. Stay there. What game am I watching? None. I'm not watching no game. I'm blabbering off at the mouth. It's Wisconsin 31, LSU 28. That's what I'm watching. All right. What is my favorite sport? I mean, I don't know no other sport but football. Basketball, put the ball in the hoop. I like Ja Morant because he can jump over people. You know, why is Ja face? Why do they want him to be the face of the NBA? Why do they give him his signature shoe? Because he's 6'2" and he can jump over people. And no one else. Steph Curry can't do that. So, I mean, dude, I don't know no other sports. Football. What's my favorite football team? The team I'm coaching. I was LC Bird. Now I'm assistant coach. I used to be a Redskin fan growing up. I'm from Richmond, Virginia. The team that came on TV. Like every game sold out. Every Sunday, there was one game. We didn't have internet. We didn't have 20 different games to choose from. One game came on TV, and it was the Redskins. And my dad was a Redskin fan. So I like the Redskins. I was born in 1978. They won the Super Bowl in 1983, 1987, and 1991. I had a good childhood. Now, adulthood, dude, the Redskins don't care if I win. So I don't care if they win. That's my favorite NFL team was the Commanders. And I'd say the reason I like Ravens is because I have Morgan Moses that I coached in high school. He plays for him. He's the starting right tackle. I coached him at Meadowbrook High School in Richmond. So I cheer for my guys. The team is the team that has my guys on it. The team I'll pull for. All right, Matt. Good skin. This is Matty Ice. Who's got it better than we do? Nobody. If you're a hardball, see that, Matty, that's what we said. Sons of coaches have an advantage. Harbaugh and Jim Harbaugh have more hours than anybody. They've put in more work. I mean, other than Bill Belichick, that was breaking down film at 4. Bill Belichick's dad was the greatest scout of all time. Bill Belichick's dad was the greatest storyteller of all time. Told to me by people. Bill Belichick is the greatest listener of all time. Jim Harbaugh and John Harbaugh, Jack Harbaugh is their dad. Yeah, he's a pretty good coach. They know football inside out. If you pull the NFL card, what is the rarest one? Rarest NFL sports card? I mean, I used to have Montana rookie card that was, given to me. I mean, I don't know, man. What's rare today? Something that has a number on it or something that's signed. Everything else is, I mean, I got all kinds of cards. My son likes cards. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I mean, those signed cards are just autographs. If I had one football card, if someone said, Troy, you can have any football card ever of anybody that you ever wanted. I like stuff of coaches, dude. I got like coaches. I got Nick Saban's autograph, Bill Belichick's autograph, Sid Gilman's autograph, Bill Walsh's autograph. I mean, a football, I'd probably say Tom Brady rookie card, man. Yeah. Tom Brady rookie card. I used to have one, Y'all going to lose to Alabama. Man, Matty Ice is Michigan all the way, man. This is fun with you guys in here talking junk, man. Not this year. Michigan wins 31-17. Nah, Alabama 31-28. Matt Davis, y'all are going to lose to Alabama. Well, you know what? They got there 3 years in a row. Nick Saban's always there. And you know what is great? That's why we love this game, is because the team that makes less mistakes will win. And, dude, Michigan's there 3 years in a row, and they felt that pain of not winning. And Alabama won the SEC championship. They always lose in the first round. Well, there's There's guys that's been there for all those losses. And you know what? They've been waiting all year to play this game. I mean, they did the same thing to Ohio State. They hadn't beat Ohio State. Remember that? They hadn't beat Ohio State in a long, long time. And then look what they did. Beat them 3 years in a row, I think. Going to be a great game. Yes, it is. Michigan and Alabama is what ball is all about. You have Nick Saban. Nick Saban is from West Virginia. He went to college. He was a coach at Kent State. He coached at Navy with Steve Belichick. He's the GOAT, and he's coaching against Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh was that dude in the NFL. He was a starting quarterback for the Colts and for the Bears, and he loves football. These are two football nuts, and their teams are old school, run the football. They play defense. This is what football is all about, y'all. Not this fancy stuff. When you see Alabama and Georgia play, that ball, Woody Hayes is in heaven, and he is smiling down. Bo Schembechler is in heaven, smiling down when he sees Georgia and Alabama or Michigan and Alabama play football. Alabama's going to whoop Michigan. That's what's so fun about it. That's what Mike Leach said. Why don't we have a tournament? And then we could say, well, the 16 team plays the first seed. Dude, UVA got beat in the basketball tournament. They were a 1 seed. The next year they came back and won it. Like, that's what's fun about tournaments. Next year we'll have a bigger tournament. This year it's a 4-team tournament, which is stupid, but hey. The most motivated team in the playoffs, Michigan, yes. Everybody in Detroit versus everybody in Lions, everybody is effing going. Yeah. Going. Where are they playing? They're playing in the Rose Bowl, so they're playing in California. Yeah. The cold weather teams, which, I mean, Alabama's not a cold weather team, but yeah, they appreciate the warm weather more. Like, what's the analytics? What's the data say about cold weather teams that get to go to a nice place to play? Do they win or do they lose? A team who's from a nice place like me has to go to New York City where it's cold. How do? They play a team like Rutgers that's from a cold area, you know? What do you think about ending Hooker? I think that if Virginia Tech would have kept him, then they would have the same coach at Virginia Tech. Mm-hmm. Hendon Hooker went to Tennessee. Hendon Hooker can play football. I think Hendon Hooker's a good football player. What team is he with? Yeah, what is he with, dude? I mean, dude, a guy like Hendon Hooker's good because he could probably play multiple positions. Look at Logan Thomas. I believe Hooker is prepping to take a job from golf. Yeah, I like to have Hendon Hooker on my team. Heck, don't work out at quarterback. Put him at receiver. Put him in H. Put him at tight end. Do something. That's what's good about having an athletic quarterback. Look at Iowa's quarterback. Only thing else he could play is offensive line. You know, dude, that's what's so fun about this game. We can sit here and we can discuss, well, who do you think's going to win? Well, I think that team's going to win. Why do you think that team's going to win? Because that team's got this player and this team doesn't have. This team's got that coach. You know, I guess that's why we're sitting here talking about it. I'm sitting here talking to a screen. But we love it, man. We love it. The Detroit Lions, yeah. I mean, look at the Detroit Lions. I said it yesterday. Watch that game. They are what football is all about. They use a tight end. They run the football. Their quarterback doesn't make. They play action. I mean, that coach, he's a tough, hard-nosed dude. You know, I mean, I'm real happy for Detroit. I'm real happy for the Lions because they haven't been good in a long time. Since the Redskins were good. Yeah. Barry Sanders' last game was against the Redskins, I believe. I can't wait to get my wife the Hooker jersey. Hey, you can't wait to get your wife the Hooker jersey. But you know what? I was listening to Lying Eyes. What is Lying Eyes by the Eagles really about? Where is Coach Jim McNally? Lying Eyes. Mm-hmm. That's the first time that's ever been said that someone can't wait to get their wife the Hooker jersey. I have assigned Redskin football. Well, I mean, yeah, he's going to get a chance to start. Jared Goff's not going to be able to play forever. I totally agree with you, man. I mean, the Redskins, the Commanders, call them whatever you want, you know. We called them Dan Snyder's team for a long time. Now it's Magic Johnson's team, or the guy that owns the 76ers. So what's the scores of these games? Because I've been blabbering my mouth. Man, I'm telling you, I appreciate y'all listening to me. It's like I'm in therapy. Y'all are some good listeners. Or you got me. I mean, Washington and Texas, the Washington quarterback's supposed to be awesome. I mean, but Texas got Sark. And, I mean, Sark, he lost to Oklahoma, right? That's a rivalry game. And he beat Alabama. Busch Gardens. Why did they change the Redskins to the Commanders? I mean, the term Redskin is not right. I mean, it's not to call people like that. You know, it was a derogatory term. And the owner of the team, they wanted to get rid of him and Snyder. He's not a good, from what I've been told by people. They wanted to get rid of him. So basically, there was lawsuits, man. There was lawsuits about the name. And they basically made him change the name. And then that's when he said, blank you NFL a mascot. I mean, he called him the Washington football team. Mm-hmm. Okay, we can't have the name Redskins. We'll just call ourselves the Washington football team. You know, they've been trying to get rid of him for a while, man. The owner's been trying to get rid of him. So they got rid of him. You know, this whole deal with John Gruden getting fired was him leaking emails. And, you know, they told that he had to sell the team. See, that's when, dude, it's a franchise. It's a franchise. Just like people buy 7-Eleven franchises. You own the franchise, but you really don't own the name. Take it from you. They did it to the LA because he was saying racist stuff. They took the team from him. Like, they'll make you sell the team. They made Daniel Snyder sell the team. He bought it for like $750 million. He sold it for $4 billion. He made $3 billion or $5 billion. My grandmother are big Commanders fans. They have tiny Redskin football in their garage. Yeah, we all did. I mean, if you're from Virginia or Maryland, you had to watch the Redskins they didn't have the Baltimore Ravens. They were the Browns. So, yeah, but people like the Redskins. They won 3 Super Bowls. I know it's hard to believe. Joe Gibbs is the most underrated coach of all time. What other coach is in 2 Hall of Fames? The Pro Football Hall of Fame and the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Not only did he win 3 Super Bowls with 3 different quarterbacks, he didn't have one quarterback. I had Peyton Manning, so I win 2 Super Bowls. Or I had John Elway, so I win 2 Super Bowls. Or I got Tom Brady, I win 6 Super Bowls. No, he had 3 different quarterbacks. None of them are in the Hall of Fame. He won 3 Super Bowls. He can coach. Joe Gibbs, underrated. Joe Gibbs. He's so much of a GOAT, they let him come back. He left football, went to NASCAR, Super Bowl NASCAR numerous times, came back, and guess what he does? Pick Sean Taylor. Pretty smart. Pretty smart. See all this one back offense, one back, two tights, one back, one tight. 1983. It ain't new. Do you remember pinning one of my comments on your videos talking about the Chiefs? Dude, I don't control this. All right. I'm just here, and I got the Championship Coaches Clinic podcast. Totem pole is numerous people. All right. And we have interns that make shorts. We have other people that do podcasts. I don't remember what Chiefs thing it is. Oregon's 38-6. They're going to cover, So yeah, man, this ain't my channel. This channel is owned by, a board of people. What is it? A powwow. No, I'm not the leader. The leader is Coach Bald. You haven't met Coach Bald. Coach Bald tore his bicep. Coach Bald is the president of Totem Pole. All right, I'm just the coach. I'm a coach on this thing. Yeah, I'm not the leader, man. I'm not even the leader of myself. So Wisconsin LSU's the best game. We're live streaming. And we look, man, see, you're young. Okay, I've been head coach. I've been assistant. You don't have to be the head coach. You don't have to be in charge. It's okay to be a good soldier. I'm a better assistant coach than I am a head coach. You know why? Because I'm a pit bull. Think about a pit bull. How many of y'all got a pit bull? Pit bulls, do they know where to go? Do they know who to fight? Do they know when to fight? Or do they have someone that tells them to fight? I'm a pit bull. I was playing a football game. The team I went against, before the game, they found out that their head coach died of a heart attack. That's terrible, man. That's terrible. Yeah, man. Did they make them play the game? I wouldn't have. I would have made them play the game. They shouldn't have. That's loss, man. Some people don't understand loss. I understand loss, and I've had people that have had loss that I loved, and I've lost people I love. So, man, it's tough. Sorry to hear that, man. Coaching, you guys are young, and coach the ministry, just like this podcast. This podcast is our ministry. This channel is our ministry. We want to, 1, we want to change lives. 2, we want to help others. 3, we want to build champions. What do you think about LSU and their head coach? Okay, LSU is in Louisiana. Louisiana has probably the most NFL players per capita of any state in the union, in the United States. LSU does not have the same standards of academics as Notre Dame. Notre Dame is like Stanford. All right, you have to have 4.0. You have to be in AP classes. LSU is an SEC. It's different. Football first, okay? LSU is special. Nick Saban was the head coach at LSU. This guy that's the head coach at LSU, he's a winner. All right, he won national championships at Grand Valley State Division II school. Then he went to Central Michigan. Then he went to Cincinnati. He coached Travis Kelce. Yeah. LSU coach Travis Kelce. He recruited Travis Kelce out of Cleveland Heights High School. You don't have to go to Ohio State. Ohio State didn't offer you. Travis Kelce was a quarterback. Brian came to Cincinnati. Then he went to Notre Dame. And he went to the national championship twice and lost to Nick Saban. Maybe once or twice. I don't remember. But Brian Kelly left Notre Dame and went to LSU. Why? He thinks he can win it all. All right. Aiden Daniels is his quarterback. He won the Heisman. The Duke can coach football. All right. What do you think about LSU's firing their head coach a few months ago against losing against Alabama? Which head coach you talking about? Ed Orgeron? Ed O? The guy, hey, eat some of the best catfish you ever ate at a gas station. Ed Orgeron, Edo, the greatest recruiter of all time. What do I think about it? I think the same thing he thought. They called him in and they said, Coach O. He said, yeah. They said, we're going to have to let you. We're going to pay you $50 million. He said, what door do I leave out of here? As Bill Parcells says, eventually they ask everybody to get off the train. Football's a train. Eventually they ask everybody to get off the train. Tom Brady couldn't play forever. Eventually they train. It always some people's shelf life is a year, 20 years. He got paid $50 million not to coach the team. You know what he said? What door do I leave out of? That's what I think. Football's a business, dude. You don't, it's like me, you go by. All right. What do you think about Notre Dame and putting real gold on their helmets? I mean, what do I Notre Dame? They probably have the greatest football tradition of all time. Them or Alabama. They have a lot older tradition. You know, what do I think about Notre Dame? It's probably Dallas Cowboys is probably the greatest franchise in sports, that and the New York Yankees. And I'm not fans of either team, but they're special. Notre Dame is special. Oh, yeah. They got Newt Rockne. Notre Dame, how many national championships they got, Coach Lambeau?
1 or 2?
A lot.
Yeah.
Look, man, I'm going to tell you, there's only one school that Urban Meyer has not coached at that was in his contract that said he could leave and go to. There's only one school, and that school's Notre Dame.
Is he going to do it? Is it possible? Because I mean, we like Marcus Freeman.
Hey, I liked Ed Orgeron. I mean, I liked Mike Shanahan with the Redskins. I mean, I liked Bear Bryant with Alabama Crimson Tide. But eventually people get fired. Eventually people leave. I'm going to say Notre Dame is special. I ain't never been there, but they got touchdown Jesus. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they
got touchdown Jesus. And when that gold helmet comes out there and you see that logo, oh, yeah, they got Rudy. Watch Rudy. That's a football movie. You guys like football? Watch Rudy.
I've seen Rudy.
Have you watched the movie Rudy? Yeah, I watched it I watched it in the movie theater. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's how old you are. You watched that in the movie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I ain't young. Dude, how could I be young and know what I know? How could I be young and have done what I've done?
But you can
it's not possible.
Yes, it is. You could be John Cena. He do everything.
John Cena is my age. John Cena is like 45. Like John Cena, it takes time. It takes time. Goats aren't made overnight, man. I love the movie Rudy. I have a poster in my room of him. Yeah. Dude, Rudy Rudiger was a hard-working dude that was, you know, a walk-on, and like Hollywood made a movie about him, man. You know, dude, they can make a movie about you. They can make a movie about me. I mean, and it probably ain't even true. A lot of the stuff they made up. You know, I mean, but it's special, man. It's special. Just like T.C. Williams in Virginia, Remember the Titans is special. Yeah, man, Notre Dame's special. I used to be a Notre Dame. Was the head coach. They beat West Virginia in the national championship 1988.
DJ Uluge is going to Florida State.
I mean, why don't he go to Virginia and go be with Tony Elliott? Like, okay, great. He's gone to Oregon. He's going to Florida State. How much money did he get? $2 million? $5 million? These guys make more money than NFL quarterbacks.
KJ Jefferson, former Arkansas quarterback, committed to UCF.
Well, that's because Malzahn's the head coach, right? A UCF, and he's from Arkansas. He probably knows his high school coach.
Jackson Dart is returning to Ole Miss for 2024 season.
What is he, the quarterback?
Quarterback for Ole Miss.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who the only quarterback I knew of them was that Matt Corral guy, and he's been gone. He went,
Cameron Ward, Washington State, is declaring for the draft.
What? Washington State kid's not going to the Hurricanes?
No, he's declaring for the 2024 draft.
I don't know. Everybody's declaring for the draft. Guys that aren't even getting drafted are declaring for the draft. Guys that didn't even start are declaring for the draft. I mean, there's a guy from Davidson who was a scout team player that declared for the draft. Like, dude, there ain't many drafted. How many rounds they got now? 6?
7.
And there's 32 teams. That's only 210 guys. My math probably ain't right, but hey. LSU touchdown. LSU takes the lead. 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Love you guys, man. These guys said that I'm the leader of Totem Pole. I'm not. I'm just. I don't have to be the head coach. We're a team. Coach Bald is the president. Lambeau is the vice president. Matt Pat is the Secretary of State. I'm the custodian. I'm the low man on the totem pole. Uh-oh. Coach Tom's, he's joining. All right, for everybody listening, Coach Tom's is a guy just weeks ago. He coaches at Dinwiddie High School, where the only guy that would take me as an assistant coach hired me, Billy Mills, because he said I steal his what?
Signs.
Yeah, I steal his signals. I don't have to scout and pay people to video the sidelines. I can steal signals just from standing there. Yeah. I remember I had a guy once tell me, he said, Troy, you can the other team's signals and let your team what the play is going to be. Sure, I can't. It'd be a lot harder in people because they can't hear you. Coach Tom's is joining. That'll be good, man. Dude, y'all could just keep this up the whole time. Just link right here. We'll have a massive podcast, dude. Dude, you may become the greatest streamer in America.
Great shoot.
Lambeau. The life of Lambeau.
That's a long way to go.
Well, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. How do you learn to walk, Lambeau?
Walk with your feet, but you start crawling first.
Yeah, you crawl. Then you start to walk and you do what?
Run.
You fall down. You don't run right when you're a little toddler. You fall down. You got to make mistakes. You got to learn. You got to get better. The only way that you learn is by making mistakes. The only way that you learn is by making mistakes. This is my great friend here. When I first met him, I thought his first name was Tom because people kept saying Coach Tom. I was like, hey, Tom. And then they said his name is Brandon. But he's my great friend. He's the defensive line coach for the best coach in Virginia. This guy, you want to talk about you guys love Mills is football. Okay, there's some people that like it. There's some people that love it. Stop bragging. I'm not bragging. I'm not bragging about me. I'm bragging about Billy Mills. I ain't got to brag.
The GOAT.
Coach Mills oozes it. He oozes it. You know where he oozes it from? The same place John Gruden oozes it. The same place that Jim Harbaugh oozes it from his soul. Doesn't he?
100%.
First half, early in the third quarter.
What does Billy Mills do when it's
You broke up on me. What?
What does Billy Mills do when it's not football season?
Watch football. Find new ways to coach football. Find ways to get better. Lead the weight room.
What is this? Connor. Hey, Connor. Thank you for coming on the stream. You're bragging about the Skippity Toilet Gods.
What?
Dude, I don't even know what I'm saying, Connor. Maybe I am. But you know what? Thank you for tuning in, man. Where are you from? Chat. We appreciate you, man. You know, we're just some I'm in the Fired Football Coaches Association. Me and John Gruden. There's only one place that would let me coach. Dinwiddie. No problem. Connor, how did you find out about the stream? Do you watch the shorts? Do you watch the videos of Totem Pole? Hey, whose TV's turned up? Is it?
That's mine. Hold on.
Oh, you're in Tennessee? Guess what? All three of us will be in Nashville, Tennessee. What day are we going?
The 6th.
We'll be there in Nashville, Tennessee. Totem Pole will be going to Nashville, Tennessee on the 6th, the 7th, and the 8th. Why do you want to know where I'm from? That's kind of suspect. Dude, I mean, tell me you're from Mars. Tell me you're from Florida. I don't know. Dude, Google me. Google me. Taylor. LC Bird, high school coach, Richmond, Virginia. I saw you YouTube short. Yeah, I don't make those shorts. Those shorts are made. I'm just a guy here talking. Those shorts are made by 2 interns. They're a lot smarter than me. And some people say their shorts are not good. Some person complained because Scott said that Brittany Mahomes was ugly. Someone else complained that Howard said that was Sierra the most hated NFL. That somebody was that offended them, Chris. That offended them, Coach Toms. Are you offended?
No. Somebody's always going to be offended in this world, so you just kind of got to deal with it.
For the people that we've offended so far today, Connor, anyone else, we apologize. But we're just sitting here talking football, man. LSU, what games are y'all watching?
All 3.
All 3. I got the multi-view pulled up.
Yes. Who is this guy? You'll see my what? What in the world? Hey, dude, it's 2020. All right. It's all good, man. Like, I don't care. Whatever you do is fine with me, bruh. Like, it's all good. Right? I mean, it is what it is, man. I mean, I'm watching LSU. See, now this is what I'm talking about. Dude, I was a huge, you know what my favorite athlete was growing up? Bruce Jenner. I loved him. I had the Wheaties box and everything. All right. So, and I love Kim Kardashian. I love Beyonce. I'm watching the LSU game. Me too. And LSU's gonna win. Why? Because LSU's got better players. So, Lambo, what have you been doing? What's been going on? Update everybody. People have been coming in here. Been some women that have came in here asking where you are.
I was took a nap. If I'm gonna be streaming for all day till midnight, I took a little nap. Oh, that's what happened.
Oh, dude. Here you go. Cuckoo and Cam. Hey, shout out to Cuckoo and Cam. Like, y'all the best. Subscribe to Cuckoo and Cam. Bro, why you like Beyonce? You like 50. Well, bro, how old is Beyonce? Who don't like Beyonce? I don't know nobody that don't like Beyonce. Maybe where you're from, you don't like Beyonce. I don't know. Yeah, I love you guys, man. Y'all the best. Y'all are why we do it. Is that Seabass? What is that off of Dumb and Dumber? Yeah. Jamal. Is that Jamal? Finding Forster? Honorary. That's well, he's won 10 games in the last 2 seasons. Bro, there's so many comments coming in. Salutation, virtual reality, VR. Why are you just skipping me my comments? You said you were from Tennessee. What part of Tennessee? We're going to Nashville. And the next comment we got from Salutation is, why are you skipping my comments? So, dude, I don't know. It might be the screen. I mean, this is the low man on the totem pole right here. What kind of hat you got on there? Red man? What is that? South Carolina?
No, it's just the red man logo.
So that's an OD green.
Yep.
You from East Tennessee? Science Hill, Dobbins Bennett, Elizabethan, Alcoa. All right, here we go. These guys, Connor. Can you shout out my friend Ben? Yeah, that's good. That's great. Yeah. It was some butthead.
Wow.
Do I love you? Yeah. Love you, man. You're the best. Coco and Cam. East.
Don't say that, Coach. Don't respond to that. You get set up.
Oh, man, these kids, look.
You get set up. Don't even say that.
I know y'all are young because y'all think, oh, but that guy's old. Well, guess what? I was your age. Yeah. And like we used to do a lot worse stuff than y'all. Like, y'all are smart. Y'all, I know what type of school you go to. Yeah.
Oh,
I
ain't gonna say
it ain't like the type of schools that we coach. That's Sparta. Okay, that sounds like a tough place. That sounds Sparta. I like that.
Well, LSU has back-to-back 10-win seasons. Oregon is destroying Liberty, and Tennessee is destroying Iowa. So none of these are a game. So I guess we have to wait till 5 o'clock because none of these are a game worth watching.
We're going to start a new with the, dude, I like the way the stream looked yesterday, because we don't have all those, the full screen or whatever with the logo in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked good. I might be able to come back. I don't know.
Wow, your wife could be mad at you. Your girl could be mad at you.
Man, it's all good. Nah. So LSU won. Who else won?
Or the game's still going on, but Oregon's beating Liberty like 38-6, and then Tennessee's up on Iowa 28-0. So
yeah, it's over with. So you'll be back at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I probably will be back at 5. It's just be long.
You probably won't.
I probably will.
Yeah, you probably will. You know why? Because you love it.
It's a lot of energy, but I will try my best.
We're the low man on the totem pole. See you, man.